Steel boots stomping, crashing the floor. Two wild Yinzers kicking through the door. Loud like a jag off at a pins game fight. Brace yourself, this ride ain't polite. Two dumb Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two dumb Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. From the bug with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two dumb Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Rivers collide where the laughs always flow. Black and gold thunder everywhere they go. The madcap kings breaking every mold. With two dumb Yinzers, the stories don't get old. Two dumb Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice.
Good morning, everybody. Yeah. Good morning. Welcome back to the show. Yeah. Happy Halloween. Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 842 of the Two Dumb Yinzers. I want to say to everybody this morning, welcome back. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Yes, it is Colts week. It is Steeler Friday. It's Halloween. I'd like to say to everybody this morning, boo. And welcome back to the show. We got Finch on board today. Of course, Big Mike is Vanilla Thunder. Glad to see Vanilla Thunder back. And I want to talk about Finch's costume for a minute before we do get started. So, Finch, apparently you're the Big Bad Wolf. Is the okay?
The Big Bad Wolf dressed up as grandma, but I'm also a little lazy. I don't like masks. I don't like face paint. So we're just going to pretend that I'm a wolf.
Okay.
And I have ears. Ears are cool.
I like it. It's creative. When I put the post out, I said, be creative and look at Finch.
To be honest, though, it was the wife. She wanted to be like, we're going to a wedding today. It's Halloween wedding. And they're allowing everybody to dress up. So she wanted to be like the sexy Red Riding Hood.
Yeah.
I said, well, if you're going to be Red Riding Hood, I got to be the wolf, right? So this was the best we could come up with on a budget and on me hating masks. So.
No, that's really good. That's a good idea. It looks nice.
I have a tail too. You want to see my tail?
Sure.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Boom! It's Derpy, everybody. Good morning, Derpy. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great.
Tortilla says that
How
was
are
a
we,
jump scare.
folks?
We're doing well. We're doing well, my man. It's great to see you. What is that going on in the background on that screen? Is that who is
That's
it?
Taylor Swift.
That's oh, that is scary. All right, okay.
Depressed Cleveland fan at a Taylor Swift concert.
You know what? Talking about
Okay.
creative, I like it. I like it a lot, Derpy.
I
Welcome to the
couldn't
show.
figure out the panda, and
It's relatable.
didn't have the AI character on Restream,
Okay.
so I had to go with this last minute.
No, that's good. What is it? Upset.
Depressed Cleveland fan at a Taylor Swift concert.
Hey, you know what? That's as good as any. Welcome to the show, Derpy. Always glad to have you aboard. And of course, the big Vanilla Thunder back in the house. Mike, how you doing today?
Boys, it's glad to be back. Fucking Vanilla Thunder in the house. All the lot lizards have been
Where's the
let's say
Scarlet?
they're getting well rested now.
I gotta be honest with you.
Vanilla
I'm
Thunder.
glad.
They were worn out, brother.
I'm glad that you're back. Mike was wearing us. He was bringing us down.
I saw he was being a depressive little bitch yesterday. I was like, boys, I gotta come ride it in on my steel horse and fucking bring it today.
Well, you sure are bringing it. Everybody looks great today. And as Finch said, I mean, going with a regular mask is almost impossible to do this. So I think everybody did very great. Great job, guys. Let's get ready to roll this thing. It is Steeler Friday. This is Colts week. It is Halloween, guys. Let me start on the board to say good morning to everybody. As they start rolling in, I do want to say good morning to Tortilla, my man. He says we don't need to scheme. We don't need motivation. We need PEDs.
There you go.
Hell yeah, brother.
It works.
Worked in the 70s.
Right? And it works.
Hell yeah.
Exactly.
That's that. You want to talk about the Steeler way? Shoot up the roids.
And also Tortilla follows it up by saying lose in style. We might as well look good while we're losing. It's terrible being bad while you're losing when we're used to that right now. Jen says, hi, happy Steelers family. Hi, Steelers family. Happy Halloween. And Jen, it is happy times in her neck of the woods because in Wisconsin, Finch, they hand out beer. I'm sure you remember this from last year's show.
Yes.
They do. They hand out beer to the adults. They give candy to the children and beer to the adults. Welcome to the board, Ben. Jen. Always great seeing you on the board.
Do they give away cheese too?
I think
might
she
have to
said they
pair
do.
with
I think Jen, they give cheese too, right?
I might have to move to Wisconsin.
Cheese and beer.
Please do.
You couldn't be far enough away. Let's see. Christopher, he says, hey, Yinzers, let's have a happy and safe Halloween. Absolutely, my friend. Great seeing you, Christopher, as always on the terrible board. My man, I hope you're ready for the weekend. It is Steeler Friday. Tortilla says, I'm dressing down as Derpy this year. Scariest thing I could think of.
So no shirt.
Just going around no shirt on, taking it. Tortilla.
You just made the list.
Hey, how's it going?
The list on that for that one.
I posted my TikTok and Discord. Happy Halloween. Go check it out, everybody. Go check out Corey's show. It's called Don't Drink That. I love it. Go check it out. It's on Discord. A lot of his stuff always comes up on YouTube. I'm still trying to track all the Corey stuff down, but go check him out, guys. Great stuff. Conspiracy Theory Show. Phyllis says, what's up, Beard? What's up, Beard, Bulk Hogan, and Derps, and Myron Cope. Oh, I don't know what that's referencing to, but we'll take it.
I'm a big bad wolf, not Myron Cope.
Yeah, he's a big bad wolf. Right.
Vegas, what's up, brother?
Rawr.
Yeah, Mike. That's what Mike is. He's a big bear. Vegas says, what's good, fellas? What's good with you, brother? Always great seeing Vegas on the terrible board. My man, he says, happy Halloween and happy Nevada Day. Happy Nevada Day to you. Whatever that is, happy.
Whatever
Nevada
the fuck that is.
Whatever the fuck that is. Exactly.
Drink and celebrate.
Let's see. Jen says, anyone wants cheese? Let me know. I have a ton. I am a cheese dealer. We love cheese. we would love a ton, actually.
Send it my way, Jen. I'll take that cheese.
Ship it on over.
Ship
Christopher
it.
says Trice hurt his knee and was downgraded to light practice. I'm hoping for full practice from him today.
I saw that, brother, and I was like, oh, that is on
Just
brand for
cruise
Corey
time.
Trace.
Vegas says, hi. Question of the day. Why are buildings called buildings when the builders are done building them? Good question.
Shouldn't they be called builts?
Maybe built. Vegas also says that's when Nevada became a state on October 34. Or October 34.
Oh,
1864. So right around the Civil War. The Civil War ends and they make Nevada a state. Interesting. On Halloween. And also, Field of Steel is giving his very consistent prediction that he's stuck with for weeks now. He's saying
3-2.
Steelers 3, the Ponies 2. It just doesn't. It's just another game under Teflon Dawn, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to the show. Welcome to the Halloween installment of the Two Dumb Yinzers. I'm glad to see everybody back today. I hope everybody's ready for a big weekend in football, Mike. It kicked off last night, week 9.
Good.
The Baltimore Ravens made a trek down to South Florida to take on the Dolphins last night. Lamar Jackson throws 4 touchdowns, which was all their points. 28-6. The Baltimore Ravens beats Miami.
They look good.
Applied a little pressure on us. Now we're starting to see where Baltimore starts winning, and we are not looking good, which I called early, and people called me crazy. But here's something scary on Halloween, guys. This is what Baltimore's next 6 games looks like. They have the Vikings, they have the Browns, they have the Jets, they have the Bengals, they have us, and then they have the Bengals again.
That's all winnable.
That's all very winnable. Certainly after Lamar gets back and gets a little bit momentum going in that direction, guys. So again, I would watch out for these Ravens. We got to win. We got to win football games. We're just at that point of the year now. It doesn't matter who the Ravens have, what they do, what they win, whether they lose. We have to win the game in front of us, and that's the scariest part of this weekend, as the Pittsburgh Steelers do take on the number 1 seed in the whole entire NFL, guys. The Indianapolis Colts coming in with a 7-1 record. We're 3.5-point home dogs. Home dogs once again back-to-back weeks on this week 9 matchup against the Colts on Sunday on the North Shore. 1:00 p.m. is the kickoff. We're going to be ready for that. I know that we're all going to be ready. We hope to get everybody else ready as well, guys. Sorry. I do want to say good morning to everybody. Popping up on the board, Corey, my man, he said, I saw a video yesterday that said wide receiver talk is back on. It was posted on All Steeler Talk. Take it with a grain of salt. It's 50-50 whether it's true or clickbait. Phil the Steel said, saw yesterday Vanilla was not the same with it. He wasn't. He was not the same without you. He was depressed. It was really weird. Really weird. Glad to have you back.
I'm happy to be back, boys.
Tortilla says that Corey, All Steeler Talk, been saying that for years. For years. Mark Malone, does Thunder have his skullet pulled into a man bun?
I got to pull back because it was, as you can see, it's messing with the green screen.
Just too much.
Yeah.
It's too much flow going on.
I like how Derpy is like, he's ghoulish, he's ghosty, he's ethereal.
Yeah. He is
disappearing.
You can
like
see
Casper.
Yes, you can see right through him at certain times. It's very, very scary. I see the lounge chair, though. Before, it always seemed like he was kind of just floating there like Babu.
Yes.
But now I see the chair when he leans back. So good morning to Mark Malone. Always great having you on the terrible board, my friend. Vegas says Colts are 29th in pass defense. I'm hoping Arthur and Aaron can figure out a plan to take advantage of that. That's where I'm getting my final score today, guys. So when we get to the final scores, keep that in mind, how bad Indianapolis's pass defense is. Tortilla, if we win this game, I'll never snort cocaine again. And Mark Malone says a man buns skullet. Now that's a next level hair move.
Tortilla, you just made the bad list. Why the hell would you ever give up?
You just made the list!
Exactly. The Peruvian marching powder. You ride that till you die with that.
Guys, but before we get into some Steeler talk, let's talk about this 3A Atlas, 3I Atlas, 3 whatever Atlas. I'm watching this thing. And it was supposed to come and kill us yesterday. I don't know what the fuck it's supposed to do. But one thing I do notice from it, my observation is, it looks like a fucking turd. Why does that?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I'm looking at it and they're going, it looks like a spaceship. It looks like it has lights. It looks like it's not real. It looks like it's it's not natural. I'm thinking it looks like fucking poop is what it looks like. It looks like a log, a turd is what it looks like to me. Just floating along in water somewhere. But if you've seen it, you know what it is, the 3A Atlas, 3I Atlas. It's been on its way here for quite some time, and it's just odd because this guy, Finch, this Harvard, this Ava, RV, whatever his name is, he comes out and says it doesn't seem natural. And then NASA follows suit. So I don't know what the hell is going on with this thing, but I know that it looks like a fucking turd, and I'm not as scared of a turd, not at least now. If it gets here like Mr. Hanky and starts dapping us on the nose and leaving shit marks
Right?
everywhere, maybe. Guys. So
Christmas is coming, so the timing is appropriate.
Yes, it is. Mr. Hanky, the Christmas poo.
He loves me and he loves you.
Y2J, Vegas says also Phil says, no, wait, my Steelers 2, the Ponies 3. There we go. Sorry. A lot of stuff to get into today, guys. Going into a big weekend for our Steelers. We're facing off against the Colts. And I'm going to start off with some things that are scary. Some scary stuff to start off today. Patrick Queen. Patrick Queen's 13 missed tackles. 13 missed tackles is 20.6% of his tackle attempts, guys. It's really high. 32 receptions allowed. Patrick Queen has allowed 32 receptions. His guy that he was covering has been targeted 43 times. He's given up 32 receptions on 43 targets. Also, he's giving up, what's he giving up? He's giving up a lot of yards. Let me go right here. 2 touchdowns allowed. He's intercepted none. He's whenever quarterback rating when he's thrown to is 115.8. In his PFF grade, guys, on pass coverage, Patrick Queen, and talking about scary, Mike, is 42.7, which is 76 out of the 80 people graded at this position.
Yeah, good thing it's real easy to get out of his contract next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got to look there. They got to find someone to take over his role in the defense next year.
11.7 yards per reception he gives up. So, again, and definitely not what we were expecting when we were bringing in Patrick Queen 2 seasons ago. I thought that, I mean, at the end of the day, no wonder, Baltimore didn't keep him and say, let's pay this guy. He just wasn't worth it to them. And, we're seeing it. I'm not saying he's not good. I'm not saying he's not solid. He's just not what we need right now. Unless this team could come together and put some kind of a miracle scheme together over the next 48 hours, guys, before we get ready for this game and things just start to click for us on defense. It should be another long day. But again, knowing that the Indianapolis Colts do have the 29th worst pass defense going up against our number 32 in the league, guys, it's good. I think there's going to be some points scored. They're talking about the big matchup, of course, being the Indianapolis Colts offense against our defense. They're so good. We're so not good. And I think that's going to be a disadvantage for us. But again, guys, Aaron Rodgers has been able to move the ball, pass the ball around, get the ball in the red zone and the end zone. Certainly better than we have over the past few years. So we hope to be able to take advantage and be able to stay in this game with the Colts by way of that. I think that's one of our chances too. I think, Mike, as I always say, keep it low, keep it ugly, keep it close scoring. Those are the ways I think that the Steelers have a chance to win this football game this week, guys. There's not many ways outside of that. I really think that Indianapolis is just a really good team. Do I think that they're going to be number 1 seed and go all the way to the Super Bowl? I don't. I don't think they're that team, but I think they're playing good enough to certainly be where they're at right now and be a team that could, put a pretty good hurt on us, Mike.
Yeah, and it excuse me, it all starts up front. Their O-line against our defensive front. If they start pushing us around, start running the ball, we're going to be in for a long day, brother. That 30-second pass defense is going to drop down to ranking into we're going to have to put college ranks on it. That's how bad that pass defense is going to be. It's going to be atrocious if we allow Danny Downs to sit back there and pick us apart if we can't stop the run game. But it is encouraging that we're going up against another really bad secondary. Hopefully we start pushing the ball downfield. I want to see. Let's baby step into this. Let's hit some intermediate routes. That would be nice to see. Start attacking them deeper in the field, to push those guys back. Because their run defense is 3rd, 4th, 5th in the league. It's top 10, and we've been running over some pretty good run defenses too. So, if we can get our run game going, and then we can control it that way, get our pass game going, do what I think the Colts are going to try and do, establish the run to open up the pass. Absolutely. That's what we need to do. Start pounding the rock, force their guys to come down even more to stop the run, and then start hitting some passes over the top to DK2, CA3, which we haven't done it in a while. Yeah, he's been hurt, and like we did to Roman Wilson the past 2 weeks. Start using those deep balls. Those guys have speed. Aaron can still throw it on the dot on some of those routes. So start doing that. Pound the rock, and then when they're least expecting it, go over the top. Then that's going to open up the middle. That's going to open Pat Freiermuth. more or less, I envision both teams trying to run the exact same game plan. The more I talk about this and think about this, because that's how you're going to have to attack both defenses.
What I see coming up with this game, Mike, I see a game very similar to the game in Cincinnati 2 weeks ago. This team is very similar to Cincy, and I think they'll use they'll use a lot of the blueprint that the past 2 weeks two teams have used against us. But again, Mike, that's Cincinnati's defense was just as bad as ours. So we did manage to put some points up on the board and keep it close. Eventually, they did get out ahead early, but the game was very close. And this is where I'm going to make my pick at the end of the show. Going off of that, Mike, I think it's going to be a game somewhat similar to Indianapolis. I'm sorry, to Cincinnati. But here's my thing. How could it get any worse? So that's kind of where I'm going. I'm going to kind of, as I said, I'm going to make my prediction based on how the Cincy game went. Yes, Indianapolis is better record-wise, Mike, but unless we go out there and put the ball on the ground, unless we go out there and just lay a lot of eggs, I don't imagine that it's going to be much different than that kind of game. And as I said, if there's anybody that has practice going up against this particular kind of offense that we're more than likely going to see. Of course, it is these guys throw the ball all over the field, but I think the quick delivery is certainly a blueprint that's going to pop up in the NFL, certainly against us, since we can't do anything. I just, again, Mike, I see this very similar to the Cincinnati game. I think, again, I'm going to stay on the optimistic side. I'm going to say we're going to win. I'll give that score later on in the game, but it's going to be very similar to that, Mike. And the problem also is going to be, as you said, the running game. Once they do use the running game to open up the passing attack, I think that's where they can start to open up a game, because we're going to have to focus on stopping that run, which if we don't do it early on the running back, Mike, what's his name?
Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas. That's right, baby. From Home Improvement. But he's exceptional. He's running the ball very well, and he has a bunch of yards. So again, that's going to make it difficult for us. We have to be able to stop the run. If you don't stop the run, that's square one. That's plan A. To have anything else work against a team like this, and to even hope to win, being able to stop the run is number one on the list. If you don't stop number one, it all goes downhill. It turns into a big mess. Now you don't know if they're running. You don't know if they're passing. They're just doing whatever they want. And you're chasing a guy all over the secondary all afternoon, as we were certainly 2 weeks ago for sure against Cincinnati. So, there's a game plan to be put in place. I hope it works this week. I hope we learned from the past 2 weeks. Nothing short of making moves. We're making moves. We're bringing guys in. We're sending guys out. Guys are hurt. We're replacing them. Things are happening. So, guys, Finch, at the end of the week, it's either going to be 4-4 or 5-3 or a tie, which I highly doubt. But here we are, the halfway point, which I do want to say real quick before I do pass it over to you, Finch. 30 years ago, the Steelers did start 3-4 and go on to play in the Super Bowl that season. So, just because it's a slow start doesn't mean it can't happen. I just can't imagine the team could stay so bad so long, Mike. Finch, if this goes the whole entire season and this team just keeps getting worse and worse, I can't see it happening. So I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. I think they're going to win this football game. High scoring. And again, I'll give you the score later on, but that's where I'm at, Finch. What are you thinking about this football game?
I don't think the Steelers can stop Jonathan Taylor Thomas, man.
No,
not even close. I think he's going to run for like 150 yards, and they're not even going to bother passing the ball because he's probably going to score like 4 touchdowns. I have zero confidence in the Steelers defense right now. They have given me no reason to think they can stop this guy. They have been just ass the last couple of weeks, especially. Now, the Colts do not have the receiving core that Cincinnati has and whatnot. So, we don't have to be chasing 2 absolute all pros around the field, but I just don't think we're going to stop Jonathan Taylor. I don't think it's going to happen.
All right, interesting.
So, I agree with your point exactly. Your square one was stopping him.
Yeah.
If we don't make it to square one, the whole team is just going to fall apart. Now, the offense, on the other hand, I think Aaron Rodgers can keep up. I think it will be a shootout. I think we're going to score 3, possibly 4 touchdowns, and I don't think we're going to keep up. I think our defense is going to lay another egg.
All right, interesting. Let me get back to some messages here. We heard what Mike had to say. We heard what Finch had to say. I want to see what the board has to say right here. I'm going to go back right there. Vegas says maybe we'll get lucky and it will land and take our distinguished leaders away. I'm talking about the UFO. Of Corey says, at Tortilla, I know, dude, he is losing credibility every day, but his fans eat the shit up somehow. I thought Steeler fans were smarter than that. Vegas says, damn, we will make it the rest of his contract. I think we're still talking about Patrick Queen, maybe.
Yeah,
Mark
right
Malone.
there. Yeah,
Mark Malone says, put Bruner in, man. Inch our way towards the All Whites. Tortilla says this. Tortilla says, Breaking Bad. The U.S. has traded Cleveland to the aliens for gold considerations. I like that.
Great
I'm
deal.
all for like
Excellent.
any type of considerations is fine by me, brother.
I like it a lot. I do want
They
to say
could have the
good.
Dolphins too.
Yeah. I do want to say good morning to Richard on the board. Richard, always great seeing. He says, I agree. They need to step up at the linebacker position. It's been too long since we had dominant linebackers. Vegas says, Derpy loves himself some Taylor Swift. Kelsey, who knew? Tortilla.
He was big in the Taylor Swift fan club 2 years
Remember
ago.
early on? Yeah, he was.
Yeah, but then he found then Kelsey come in and swooped her away from him, and he's been boo-booing her ever since.
Or did she swoop Kelsey away from him? Maybe there's some jealousy going on there.
Tortilla says that, Corey. I swear people who actually watch all Steelers talk consistently are like 12. Right here. Yinzer Joe, what's up, dude? Yinzer Joe says, granted, don't like how PQ has been playing, but he is a fast middle linebacker. He is a fast middle linebacker than any other. Do we want Holcomb there?
No.
I've been so
down.
like
the thing that frustrates you about Queen, you'll watch like a couple games, he'll put a couple good games together where he's just a tackling machine, a covering machine. Then he has like these last handful of games where it's like, dude, what the hell?
Yinzer Joe says Indy doesn't have Higgins or Chase. I hope that's the difference. Because if it ends up being that kind of game and we do score some points and they do score some points and we can, stay in it, I'm happier playing against Indianapolis's receivers opposed to those two gentlemen that you just mentioned. Phil Steele says usually games at home and at 1 p.m. Turn pretty good. That's what I'm saying. We're back to 1 o'clock games. That's that's got to be working on our advantage. We lost the last two games have been primetime games. All right, let's go to Tortilla. Tortilla says if we would have just kept Pickens and Minka, would we be struggling this bad? I know it's not just a player problem, but I can't help but ask the question. Good question, Mike. Is if we had George Pickens and Minka Fitzpatrick, is it the same issues that we're having right now? Are we in the same position, or are things a little better, or things a little worse? Okay, Mike is having some issues.
I will say with George Pickens, I don't think Pickens would be playing as well as he is now in Dallas with the Steelers if he was here. I think that's just and I watched some interviews with him. I think that has turned into a really great situation for Pickens, like on a personal level for his job, and it's made him a better player. I don't think he has that if he's here. So losing Pickens, I don't think was as big of a deal. It's hard to say with Minka because he was kind of, off last season. He wasn't great. But I would like to think that if he was here right now, he'd probably be doing better than what we've got. So you're probably right with Minka on the defense.
We do got a new safety, though, Finch. We did bring in Kyle Duggar earlier in the week. Very versatile. So I can't wait to see how he plays.
Yeah.
And taking a look at, again, some injuries. We're going to get into that in just a minute here, talking about the injury list. It grew overnight. We'll get into that very shortly here. Everything all right, Mike? We're dropping. They're getting it's like Jason Voorhees. Jason Voorhees is in the house. We're dropping like flies here.
I accidentally turned off the earbud.
You have
didn't want to turn back.
Look at your hair. What did you do? Did you tuck it into the front of your head?
I tucked it into the front. Mark Malone wanted a man bun, and Vanilla Thunder delivers for the.
All right, there you go,
fans.
Mark. All right, let's get back to it. Phil still says we're not down with JTT. I don't know about no JTT. Vegas says not that it matters, but they are 21-8 all time at home versus the Colts. Phil Steele says at Vegas at home 1 o'clock p.m. possible. Mark Malone, I think Dimes is going to jizz upon the Tomlin secondary. Tortilla says Alec Pierce is going to have a career game.
I'm predicting Josh Downs is going to have a career game. Their little receiver.
All right, marking. I'm writing it down. Duly noted. Phil still says Fincher. Damn, sounds like you've had enough. I bring it howler. Oh, I think is what's saying. Phil the Steel says play Fincher the NWO Wolfpack jam. He is fired up. Corey says I saw that article today. Said that he was that the ownership is getting frustrated with Tom. And how long did this take? It only took about 10 years, but it is true they are getting frustrated and impatient. Frustrated and impatient were the words that were quoted in that particular article. Vegas says Phil the Steel. This can't be right, but what am I looking at? It says 4-2 in home 1 p.m. 4-2 in home 1 p.m. games. I'm still looking as that doesn't sound possible. I don't think it is either because we only played 3 home. I don't know how many with that game in Europe throws me the fuck off. Every time I try to think how many home games we have, I have to put that into consideration, and it's a whole other layer of thought. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I tried to look up that too for like the 1 p.m. game record, and I get the all-time wins, losses, and tie record for the Steelers at home.
The internet's so smart until you need something specific.
Exactly. It's probably buried behind some paywalls that some autistic dude has of like every team's record and broken down into weather condition and time of kickoff.
Like if you wanted those particular details, you're set, but the one that you're looking for is never included.
Exactly. Right.
Yinzer Joe says Steelers do lead the overall contest in Pittsburgh 21-8. Phil Still says that Fincher's Cry Boys coach is great offensive-minded coaches. We haven't had that in years. Agreed.
Also, Dak is playing very well. So.
He's playing well.
He's playing very well.
Not bad for a team that's the only team in the NFC that hasn't been to the NFC Championship game in 30 years. Again, the game we were just talking about.
30 years.
30 years since the Cowboys, the only team that has not been back to the NFC Championship in that time. Think of the bad teams that are in the NFC, too.
There's a lot.
There are a lot. Some of them have been in the Super Bowl. I mean, come on, this is crazy. Corey says this. Speaking of injury report, I saw that Slay was taking a personal day. Makes me wonder if he's about to be traded. That's a good question. I was wondering that myself. Cody, what's up, bro? Great to see Cody on the board. My man. Missed you on the terrible board. Cody says,
what up, brother?
He says your costume is terrifying. Mike, let me guess. Penn State fan? I got the bushy. Yeah, I like it.
I'll do it for you, Mike. I'll do it for you.
You just made the list.
Thank you, Finch. Thank you, brother.
I like it.
Good to see you too, Cody. Good to see you too.
Cody got the inside track on the game ball early today.
He does too. He ripped it out of Tortilla's hand. Tortilla had a really good time for the game ball, and Cody said, "Not on my watch, brother."
Like Jalen Ramsey, he just.
Tortilla said if we could trade Slay for a half-eaten chicken fried steak, we should. So let's get into it, guys. Let me pull up the injury list, Mike Finch board. It is longer than it was yesterday. We did go over the list. I noticed today there's new names on the list as mentioned on the board. This is what the injury list looks like as of right now. We haven't got the most updated one. This is of yesterday. What's going on? People that are participating in practice. DK Metcalf, Mike. He has been. Let me see. He has also yesterday did not practice again on a rest day. Scotty Miller with his broken finger did not practice all week. Ben Skoranek with his neck. He left practice on Wednesday, but he had full practice yesterday. Will Howard, the quarterback, of course, he was out with his right hand. He has been at full practice. Deshaun Elliott and his knee, of course, he has been out, no practice all week for that knee. Corey Trice Jr., he has the hamstring / knee now, as he had a full practice on Wednesday. He had limited practice yesterday with the new injury. My man gets hurt on days that they don't even play football. So, again, this kind of really goes into what we've been saying about Corey Trice, Mike.
I wonder if this was just a precautionary thing, too. Give him that full practice back. He hasn't practiced in a while. They know his injury concerns. Ease him back into it. Don't get him injured. And if they did hold him out, limited his practice, they have to put something on there. So I wonder if that was a reason.
Or it could be like 99% of his career and he just got hurt again.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was trying to give that 1% explanation as to why it might. Hey, I'm trying to find a positive here, brother.
Well, we're trying.
Mike was all depressed yesterday, but now the Thunder's trying to bring the excitement.
Kyle
yeah,
Duggar.
brother.
Kyle Duggar,
Hell
the
yeah,
safety that
brother.
we just brought over, guys. He did have a full practice, but he is marked with a knee. He's listed with a knee on the injury list. Of course, this is the guy that's coming in for the guy with a knee injury. Hopefully we'll see, and we're expected to see some Kyle Duggar on Sunday, so that is a good sign. Jabril Peppers, also the other safety, an interest here. He's out. He left practice yesterday with the quadricep. Jabril Peppers left practice yesterday with the quadricep after practicing all week. Malik Harrison still on the IR with his knee, but he is participating full at practice. Zach Frazier still nursing that calf as he did not practice on Wednesday and he left practice yesterday. Let me continue. This list, as I said, it grew. I don't know how it grew like this, but this is the official injury list, guys. I still have about a half dozen names. Cole Holcomb, the linebacker with an illness, did not practice yesterday. Isaac Siamalo, of course, with his pec, he did not practice all week. Wednesday did not practice. Thursday, no practice for Mr. Siamalo. Jonnu Smith got a rest day. He didn't practice on Wednesday, but he was back full yesterday. I'm sorry. Pat Fryermuth with his quadricep, Mike, he didn't practice Wednesday, but he was back yesterday. And then these last two guys, they did not practice all week. Ukulele, of course, he's done for the year. And finally, with rest days, Cam Hayward. Cam Hayward gets more rest than anybody I've seen in my life. Listen, you go to a job, you work 40 hours a week. They work 3 hours on Sunday and then a bunch of 2-3 hour days during the week. That doesn't equal anywhere close to 40 hours. The amount of time that guy rests is unbelievable for the amount of money he makes. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. I guarantee that you work 10 times as hard as he does and don't get nearly the money, guys. And Mike, does anybody rest more than Cam Hayward? He's the most rested guy. When he retires, what's he retiring from?
I think him and Derby have the same amount of rest days, and they do the same amount of work.
So there you go, guys. That is what the injury report looks like. I don't love it. Again, guys just are falling like flies at this point. But to be fair, they are falling all around the league as well. So let's hope we could get somebody healthy back. A couple guys here, a couple guys there. Again, these starting safeties, Mike. A lot of people were talking about this former New England starting safety duo possibly being starters here soon. I'm not saying tomorrow or Sunday, but again, Jabril Peppers out, Kyle Duggar out. So at practice, at least. We'll keep up on that as well, Mike. Also, yes, Tuesday is the trade deadline, Finch. A lot of anticipation. People are wondering, are the Steelers going to pull the trigger? Are they going to make a splash move? We have the answers to why they haven't done it just yet. Making a move earlier in the week, of course, for Juan Valdez-Scantling. I have the answer on that right in front of me here, but I also do know that, guys, 4 days. We're just 4 days out from the draft. The trade deadline, Finch. We need big time help on defense. Does this mean we go for help on defense, or do we still continue to reel the wide receiver story and say we need a wide receiver too so bad? We need a wide receiver too, which I don't disagree with. But I think as time passed, we're finding things that we might need a little bit more than a wide receiver at this point.
I think the Steelers just need to grab the best player available who fills one of those roles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If there just isn't somebody out there, I mean, who are you going to trade for? Who's really good that you really think we have a legitimately shot at getting and would want to keep? I can't name anybody. You know.
Well, here's the beauty of the trade deadline. You look around at all the teams that are bad. They have good players, obviously. I mean, Miami,
yeah,
look at Miami. Look at the players we extracted from there, and that's a bad franchise. You look around at teams that are selling, and then you look at the positions of need that you need and see who they have. And again, I don't know around the league. I didn't do the research to see who all the teams that aren't looking good and who they would have available. But continue. Sorry.
I just don't see anybody wanting to give up anybody decent right now.
Right.
I know
no winning teams for sure.
And what losing team has anybody on defense that's any good right now that you could think of?
Quinnen Williams from the Jets.
Okay.
Big D lineman. Sexy Dexy up in New York. But their contracts, what they have and our cap space right now, I don't know if they would be able to fit in and on this year. But I think New York, they really like Sexy Dexy with all their other D linemen that they have. Quinnen Williams, I could see move for the right price, but I think the Jets might be wanting a lot for him. The way
those are guys that you're going to build a defense around. And I think
Yeah,
the Jets
like-
are looking to do that in the coming
Yeah,
season.
because they like Dexter Lawrence. They like some of the young guys they got in the last couple drafts, and he's the centerpiece of that defensive
Right.
line. But like Quentin Williams, it's a guy I've been looking at. Simmons from Tennessee. I would like
One thing I
him
do want to
too.
say, if I could say about the Jets before you do move forward, they have one
Yeah.
win. They don't have much leverage. They have
Yeah.
one win. They don't have much leverage at the halfway point. If you were really serious about making a move for them young men, I
Right.
think that you could at least get their attention, Mike. Whether it
Yeah.
happens, whether it
And-
doesn't
and-
happen, because here's the thing: they're talking about Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner possibly
Right.
being trade pieces. So if those guys are trade pieces, I think for a one-win team, anybody's a trade piece.
Yeah, I think so too. And their owner's a fucking idiot, Woody Johnson, when it comes to football. And maybe if he tells his GM to start selling for whatever you can get, go ahead and do it. You got to see what you can get from those guys. I don't see them trading all three of those guys, maybe two, just for salary cap purposes with their salaries and all that mumbo jumbo bullshit. But yeah, I'm calling them to see if I can get Quentin Williams on the team to help with the front. Because you have a front of him, Cam, and Harmon. It's vast improved, and that can pay dividends throughout the rest of the defense there. But in the secondary, anyone off the top of my head, I don't know who corners who are available. I don't think any team's going to trade a top flight corner. Once you get one, you lock them up as best you can. I know like Asante Samuel Jr., he's out there. It cleared from injury, but I don't know if that would be a help at this juncture. So like secondary wise, I don't know why, but like D line, there's a couple out there. And then you have Christian Wilkins still going around kissing people. He might be available. Just tell him he's not allowed to kiss anyone on the team, and he might be okay to play. But I thought he's a good player. Just take a look at him. Kick the tires on him. I mean, he's going to work cheap. That fits in with the Rooney philosophy.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Trice here. Trice was limited with the knee, step back from his full participation in practice this week. And then also, yes, Slay did not practice with personal matters. We don't quite know what the personal matters were. Is it trade related? Is it, of course, he's came up this week, Mike, in trade talks. And also one other note I do have here as far as trades on the offensive side of the ball, the New York Giants wide receiver, Jalen Hyatt, he now is seeking a trade.
Yeah.
So he could be another possibility as far as the wide receiver as well. Again, just 4 days, guys. We're not going to be on another Friday show without passing the trade deadline. It is just 4 days away. We get this game against the Colts. We start off the week with the trade deadline on Tuesday, which is 4:00 p.m. on Tuesday. So we'll see. We'll know by then. I think if anything happens, Mike Finch, is it going to happen between 4 p.m. on Sunday and 4 p.m. on Tuesday? Is that when you guys would expect any moves to be made?
I expect Tuesday.
I agree. Yeah, and I think that I think it's more likely if we do make a trade, it will be for a wide receiver.
That sounds right to me. And listen, it's par for the course, because early the past year and a half we wanted a wide receiver and they just wouldn't do it. Now we want something else that we actually need, like on this defensive side of the ball. This is when they'll go out and get the wide receiver too. I don't know what the fuck they're doing in some capacity, but we will see, guys. Again, only 4 days away from the trade deadline. A few things here to get into as we do move forward. I don't know where the hell Derpy went.
His dog started barking, and he ain't big back since.
One of the keys of this game, Mike, as we talked about, of course, they're stopping the run. The other thing, Finch, I think that you want to talk about when you're talking about stopping the Indianapolis Colts would be keeping the offense off the field. It would be the same plan that you have when you play Tom Brady. And a lot of times it didn't work for us because it just didn't. But keeping the offense off the field, running the ball more to eat up more clock is obviously is something that you have to be able to do, whether you like it or not. You have to be able to eat clock. Once you have a lead, you have to be able to eat clock. You can't just keep taking 3 and outs. And when we do take 3 and outs, you don't eat any time because you're passing. Okay, no time. Give the ball right back to their quarterback and their offense. That's a concern. That is one of the keys, guys, that I do think to winning this game. Obviously, 1 is stopping the run. 2, keeping their offense off the field as much as you can. And by doing that, I do really think that you have to be able to run the ball. Second half versus Green Bay, we went into the second half up by 9. We ran the ball 3 times. 3 times in the second half of the football game, guys. We rushed for 100 yards prior to that. So as a team, we collectively ran for 100 yards up until that point. And then in the second half, when it mattered, it eventually got out of hand to where we had to pass all the time because they kept scoring. But we couldn't keep their offense off the field. They managed to score a lot of points. Again, 100 yards collectively to that point. Mike, 3 runs after that in the second half. That can never, in my opinion, be a winning recipe in the NFL unless you're a great team and you're just killing a team. And this is not something that the Steelers, it's not good practice for the Steelers.
No, it reminded me of the 28-3 Super Bowl where, the Falcons had the lead and like, hey, we're just going to keep passing the ball.
Right.
And going 3 and out and keep giving the other team the ball.
Yeah.
You just run the ball. Just run the ball.
You can't frustrate anybody more than to run the ball effectively while they're trying to catch up with you.
Yes.
The time is the clock is running. Their yards are fading away. Running the ball in that situation again, guys. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to blame it on them and say, well, it's because they're running. Mike, it was coaching. They ran the ball 3 times. That comes back on the coordinator and the play calling.
Yeah, you got to run the ball.
Even if you're running 3 and outs, if you're not getting 10 yards, you're still eating clock.
Right. And when you have any kind of lead in the second half, I mean,
that's the number one thing is you got to get rid of the clock. The Steelers are the 31st team in the NFL in time of possession, 27 minutes, 31 seconds.
And who doesn't know more about running the clock in the second half than the Pittsburgh Steelers historically?
Bill Cowher legendarily did that.
And
even known for that.
Even
Tomlin did
to this point. I mean,
the first half of his up until
you got to be able to run the ball in the second half. And again, if you run 100 yards in the first half and you run the ball 3 times in the second half, that's a coaching poo-poo. That has nothing on players, guys. That has to change. So whatever they did in these last 5 days, I hope it was in abundance, and I hope it was it paid off because we're going to need it. Let's get on the board. I have a couple interesting things coming up here, guys. We're going to talk about who's calling the plays for the Steelers defense. I do have the answer to that, and I also have the answer about about Juan Valdez-Scantling. That's all coming up real shortly here on the Two Dumb Yinzers. But first, let's get to the board. I don't want to leave anybody out on this Steeler Friday, guys. It's bad juju. We cannot. Speaking of juju, did he get traded?
No.
Okay. I seen something this morning that said Breece Hall was getting traded to Kansas City, and Juju was involved in the trade. I don't know what it was I saw, but it was something.
I haven't seen anything yet. No.
Okay. All right, let's get back on the board here, guys. And as I said, you can't leave anybody off the board, Mike, because that's bad juju, and we'll lose the game. So it's very important that we stay up to date here. Phyllis still says, see at Ryan, you don't have to do the injury odds, please. Maybe I won't. Maybe we'll see. We'll see. It's Halloween. We'll see if I can lose this one in the bag. Yinzer Joe says the Colts are the 2020 Steelers, where they have been racking up wins against inferior opponents, and they smacked around the Raiders, Titans, and Dolphins, but was sweating with the Broncos and the Cardinals. Can they be 10-1 and drop a whole shitload of games? Who knows? That was what the Steelers did. They just forgot how to catch a football, and that was pretty bad.
Right? The entire receiving corps. Never seen anything like
I've never seen anything like it, where every receiver on a team forgets how to catch. Ugh. Corey says Cam gets more rest than a dude in a coma. I'm not convinced he's not in a coma. Cam, I think he's been in a coma.
Winkle.
Yeah, Cam Winkle. I love it. Yinzer Joe says, why have vets on the squad when all they do is rest? Maybe they, you know what? If we were winning every game and they were doing amazing things, maybe. Yeah. But if you're playing bad football, I'm not resting anybody. I don't care what, I'm going to do my best to make sure we put ourselves in the best position to win. And that's not having guys stand around all week long that aren't producing on Sundays.
Ride that wagon until the wheels fall off, baby.
That's Finch. I think we could all
especially
agree
when you're paying them so much.
Oh, the contract we gave TJ and then Cam scraping. He's scraping that extra money.
Yeah, right.
Come on.
It's ridiculous, man. Like, at least fucking practice, bro.
Pretend that you're right. You're making the drive to the south side. That's all you're really doing during the week. And we wonder why we can't get numbers and results on Sunday.
Right.
Mark Malone says this. I think Tomlin will taint any defensive player we bring in.
He's a taint, all right.
Christopher says today's practice report will tell the truth about Corey Trice. If he is not listed as a full practice, he won't play. Definitely will not. Vegas says, dude blew his contract kissing someone.
Talking about that
yes.
what the hell's his name? The dude who was kissing the
Wilkins.
guys. Thank you, Wilkins.
Yeah. He had a big contract, too.
Mike, are you a ghost?
I know. This is the best.
Oh, come
I
on.
This
thought
is
you
the best
left. I thought
costume
you were
I've ever
gone 'cause
seen
I
in
don't
Mike.
see you. I was
No.
like, oh, he's invisible.
Don't say anything. I like invisible Mike.
Hey, dude, this
Come on.
sucks. Hold
I have to look at the screen all day. I don't want to look at him if I don't have to.
Oh, come on. I like the other background better. I was just saying you disappeared. I thought you were like left for a minute to like go get something to drink or use the restroom. I didn't realize you were there. So when you started talking,
I
it made me
don't.
laugh.
This happened earlier when I was setting up and testing everything out.
So you're having a camera issue. All right.
Yeah.
Derpy's taking a vet day off. Yinzer chose. Getting all that production from Derpy. We had to give him the day off. Corey Bieber says this. Derpy's eating his hot dog right now. He'll be right back.
Giggity.
Mark Malone says Derpy's dog was barking at the. Oh, he's eating his dog right now. He's not eating a hot dog. That's even worse.
Oh.
Mark Malone says Derpy's dog was barking at the woman joggers in the neighborhood. Derpy now smashing his scrotum against the bedroom window. Vegas says so. Trump was right. They are really eating the dogs. They, you know what? If they would have just said Derpy,
He is in Ohio.
He is in Ohio. Christopher says, if you don't make any moves by Tuesday, they are punting on the season, which I think is crazy. You can't punt at 4-4 or 5-3. The Saints punt the season away. The Dolphins punt the season away. You know what I mean? We're not in a position to punt yet. It doesn't look good, but if you get some competent ideas and, we're not out of it. That's the thing. It's
Not
just
the way this division has been.
Exactly. In this division, we could definitely, you could win this division probably right around 500.
I was going to say, we could win half of our remaining games and probably still win the division.
Baltimore's going to make things tough again, as I said, guys, because, again, we are looking at the Chargers. We're looking at the Lions. We're looking at the Bills. And, again, the teams that I mentioned to them, teams we played already, Minnesota, the Jets. So they're on those teams now. We're getting to the teams that beat them up.
Right.
So, again, it's going to be interesting as this thing comes down. It's probably going to come down to that last game of the season, as it usually does. Vegas says dinner will be ready after the kids are done playing fetch with it. Wait, what are they playing fetch with?
The dog.
Oh,
Derpy scrotum.
Oh,
Finch.
Vegas says Warren needs to get the rock 20 times for sure.
Yeah.
They got to run. Mike, there you go. Corey says this. He says, you were the ghost of Penn State past. Is that the Ped era, or was that prior to the Ped era?
It was prior.
Of course.
Pre Jerry
prior.
Yeah. Guys, let me get to this. I promise this. I don't want to hang it out there and just leave it dangling. Let me get you. This is the reason why.
Right, Finch, right? The word choices.
Great analogy.
Guys, this is why Marquez Valdez-Scantling is not with the team. We did talk to him. We were going to sign him. We didn't sign him, but it's not out of the question. And people were wondering why. This was from the mouth of Aaron Rodgers about Juan Valdez. He says this: I think Juan Valdez-Scantling wants to be on a active roster. So if there wasn't any opening here, and if there was not an opening here for that, I guess he is waiting for something else. So apparently he wants to be very involved, and apparently it's more than likely he's going to be Mike Williams if he comes here. And he's keeping his eyes open at other options is what I take. The way I take this from Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like too. When I read that article or read his little blurb there, I don't blame the guy, but I have a feeling he's going to be on the team by Tuesday.
We'll see. So if nobody else is, do you think then we'll have Juan Valdez-Scantling? He'll be a Steeler on Tuesday if nothing else happens.
I think you will. Yeah, I think it will happen if we don't go out and make a trade for someone. They'll bring him in and move Scotty Miller to the IR, milk that finger injury.
Well, again, I don't know how we can ever replace Scotty Miller's one catch after 7 games.
I know. I don't know if Marquez Juan Valdez-Scantling could handle the one catch in 7 games. He's tied with Spencer Anderson.
Exactly. He only has one more. He's tied with T.J. Watt. T.J. Watt even has a official reception. It's an interception.
Interception, yeah.
But look at it that way. Also, Somber, what's up, brother? Always great seeing Somber on the terrible board. My man, he says he called that. He said like the Williams signing. Also, Christopher says, you know what's sad about this? Even if they lose, they will still be in first place in the division. They will be at 500 if they do lose. 4-4, they will be in first place. At least another week, guys. At least another week. What else is going on? Aaron Rodgers, he's itching. He's itching to get the ball to Calvin Austin the third more. He calls Calvin Austin the third, Mike, such a dynamic force. Is he going to get the ball more?
You're itching. You're the quarterback. You make the reads.
Right.
You find the guy, you throw him the ball.
Yeah.
So get him the ball.
Now,
Get
the
the
guy
ball
would
there.
be open. That's the other question.
Right. I mean, these other
I'm
teams so
itching
good.
to throw it to him, but if he can't get open,
Yeah.
I
These
can't
other
scratch that
secondaries
itch.
so good that these guys aren't getting open. I mean, again, look at little ass Roman Wilson. He always finds a way to get open, doesn't he? And when he does, he always makes a catch. I cannot wait to see some more Roman Wilson this week, and I hope he steps it up.
That's your guy.
But again, Aaron Rodgers, just some of the things he says, it's kind of interesting. Like this, he's itching. Again, you've had Calvin Austin a lot of time. He was out with injury, but still interesting to see what's going on with that. Also, this is the one that I'm trying to wait on. Let me address. Yes, no, that is cool, Finch. I got your message off board here. Let me read a couple things, but I do have big scoop, guys. An answer to a lot of questions. Actually, we're going to get to that in just a moment here. As far as this defense goes, let me grab a couple more messages on the board. Corey says, guys, like him and Robert Woods don't have a lot of leverage to be picky. They got released from their teams for not being in their prime anymore. You can't make demands when you're not productive. So there you go. You think we make moves, Mike?
All depends on how we play and what we do.
I agree. I think this game it helps dictate it. It's not going to
It does
ultimately
too.
dictate it.
Like I said yesterday, I have a feeling but it's kind of like a double-edged sword. If we go out and win and play a really good defensive game, they're like, oh, okay, cool, we're good. We're set with what we
Exactly.
need.
What if we go out there and we absolutely shut down Taylor?
That's what I'm saying. What if we go
And the Steelers win by 3 touchdowns, and it's like, oh, there's nothing to trade for. Why waste the time and the money? And then we go out and lay 3 more stinkers because we have difficult games coming up. I hope that whatever decision they do make, that they don't just look at what has happened so far this season, that they use their brains and look ahead to what's to come, because we're going to need those positions filled, especially in the next 3 to 4 games.
I couldn't agree more. Mark Malone saying Roman Wilson is 2 inches taller, 2 inches and 20 pounds heavier than Calvin Austin III. And then he fixes that. He actually says he's actually 2.25 inches taller and 24 pounds heavier. I mean, they're both little dudes. I ain't gonna lie. I would have never guessed that one.
Yeah, right. One's a dwarf and the other's a midget. Right?
Exactly.
But like 5'10", $186, about $190 is not small for an NFL wide receiver.
No, that's a good size.
But it's just like he looks small out there. Like when you look at him, he looks small compared to a lot of the other guys out there. But height, weight wise, on the score sheet, he's not tiny out there.
Joe says
he doesn't play small.
Scantling thought he was being signed to an active roster, and he didn't want to be on the practice squad, so he didn't sign. Christopher says this is Roman Wilson and DK Metcalf's game, and Freiermuth and Jono moving the sticks. They got to move the sticks. They got to move the sticks, guys. People are saying, "Well, isn't Aaron Rodgers? He has to throw the ball." Listen, if you're throwing the ball to a guy hoping that he makes a move, and hopefully he can make an open field move and be able to get a first down, that's great. But you have to go with what you're working with here. I just come on. You got to throw to the sticks. You got to throw to the sticks.
And the line's playing a lot better recently too. Start having
the line's playing a lot better.
Have faith in your line to where you can hold that ball on and allow the guys to get deeper out into the field. Just trust them, Aaron. Trust them to give you time and the receivers to get open.
And Aaron has the ability to read the defense, see his guy, and get it out of his hands very quickly. He has that snap reflex that most quarterbacks never can develop. So having that extra moment in the pocket with the extra protection allows him to utilize that skill of his even better. And at that point, it's just a matter of our guys getting open. And if they're not getting open at the sticks, he's not going to throw it to them down the field. That's part of it too.
Yeah. No, I mean, you guys are right. It's going to be interesting because again, they've committed. They've committed to certain things. They've committed to all these tight ends. These tight ends have to be productive week in, week out. If there's a team that builds their team around tight ends, you better damn sure believe those tight ends better be very active in this offense. They better be catching a pass every 2 or 3 passes. They better get into the end zone. If you're finding the end zone on the pass game, they just again, Mike. I don't think we even seen Darnell Washington last week.
No.
And again,
no, I want to see that guy on the field all the time. He's
absolutely
a monster. Like he should be out there. If anything, just pushing guys around.
And I'd like to see Jonnu Smith make a play more than the average white end move. Like where the white tight end catches the ball, gets tackled and goes right down. Jonnu Smith hasn't really blown me away with versatility and skills yet either. He does basically the same thing as the white end. He'll catch the ball. He'll scamper a little bit, but he always goes right down. Again, I think these tight ends, if this is the offense that you're running, you got to use them. You can't sit around and piss with other things. Yes, you want to mix things up. But again, if you're getting nothing from the tight ends in an offense that's solely based on all these tight ends, that's a part of it. But luckily for us guys, the offense isn't the biggest problem. We could find ways to move the ball. We could find ways to score. Obviously, getting the ball past the sticks, staying on the field, keeping the other team's offense off the field is a big thing. But I think that the big stinker and the big elephant in the room, of course, is this defense. And it's a difficult thing to handle because, for one, you have a pretty good defense. It isn't like you have a terrible I promise your defense is better than the Cincinnati Bengals. I promise your defense is better than a lot of these teams. Yes, are they playing up to their ability? No, but come on.
We have better players.
We have a better defense than a lot of teams in this league. They're just
talented players.
Not right. They're just not performing. And whether that's by schematics, whether that's by personal, it's hard to tell. And it's hard to tell. They just, if anything is going to improve, that has to get figured out, guys. And hopefully they're, again, at practice. Maybe that's what Cam's not practicing. Maybe he's the brains of the operation. He's standing by and he's observing. And maybe he's helping them figure out what the defense has to do, opposed to.
Well, he needs to hurry the hell up. You're running out of games, Cam.
He's still counting all of his bonus money from the preseason.
Yeah, right. They must have paid him in pennies because the whole damn government's short on pennies now. It's all at Cam's house.
Well, the thing is, though, like
Cam's whole contract was in pennies. That's why there's no pennies.
He is ruining our economy, Cam. Get out of here.
Come on.
Fuck Cam Hayward. And it was literally breadcrumbs, and it's all predicated on like winning games, or no, like him getting sack totals, I think, and Steelers advancing into the playoffs.
Oh yeah,
but you got to do stuff.
How's that going?
It's not going too well for him.
He made such a big stink over that too.
Cam Hayward's the greatest player of all time.
Mark Maloney says it isn't. AB was kind of an outlier. You know what I mean? I kind of disagree with you when you guys talk about these short guys that not being a thing. It is a thing. Obviously, you don't have the range. You're not as rangy as somebody who is bigger. But again, AB was certainly a different conversation.
AB's arguably the greatest route runner of all time.
To even have Calvin Austin III in the same conversation with AB isn't even fair.
Yeah.
Vegas says, what were there 3 cone drills time? Just kidding. Jen says, Thunder's just a noise, boys. Lightning does the work. Also, Phil the Steel says, hey guys, I just saved $11 on 2 meatball footlongs. Lunchtime. All right, enjoy, man. Sounds good.
Enjoy those balls, buddy.
Speaking of footlongs and lightning. Hell yeah, brother.
Thank you.
I thought this has to have a punchline. It has to. Let's see.
Let's just letting it hang in the air.
Vegas says, do you have your grandmother's bloomers on, Finch? Is that what's on your head? Is what he's asking.
That's a bonnet, and my ears are poking through.
All right.
A wolf.
Corey says it's one thing to throw behind the sticks on first or even second, but on third and long, you never throw it by. What? Everything is short. Everything. And you said it yesterday, Mike, you have to throw downfield eventually. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
Open it up. If Aaron's first read's not there, a lot of it's going to go down to that check down real quick on third down. He's going to just get it out of his hands.
It is halftime of the show, guys. I do want to say, don't forget. I noticed most everybody got in their picks. Make sure you get your picks in over on the CBS Pick'ems. I don't know if I didn't double check, so I don't know if anybody took the Dolphins, but if they did, you didn't do well. The Baltimore Ravens did win last night in the first game of the week. They win 28-6 over Miami. But don't forget, if you haven't got your picks in, get over and get your picks made. It costs nothing. It takes about 30 seconds to set up. Jump over, sign up, and get your picks in. Again, guys, Baltimore with the win. So we got to stake the course here. We have to win. We don't have to win, but it's a pretty big game, guys. We want to win. Mark Malone says the average white end. Of course. I mean, you've seen him through your whole life. Every white tight end in the league's history that caught the ball, turned around, and gets tackled, they just take the legs out from underneath him. But he follows that up by saying, what about the running blacks? The running blacks, not so easy to take down, but point taken. Vegas
no one did choose Miami in the pick'ems. I had to look to see if there's anyone crazy enough to pick them.
Okay, I didn't think there were, but I didn't really think there was
and that's something
worth my time to look up.
That's something Mike would have done. Vanilla Thunder would not have done something that
Vanilla
stupid.
Thunder would never pick the Dolphins.
Vegas says we need more Samoans, and I couldn't agree more. Wherever the Samoans are is good football.
I do like the Samoans, man. The chocolate and the coconut. You know what I mean?
That's the best Girl Scout cookie.
It's my favorite one.
Vegas says, fun fact, the U.S. government has never made a penny. They made sense. The U.S. government has never made a penny. They made sense. Vegas says,
you just made the list. How high are you right now? That's what I want to know.
Phil says, Vegas 73 cut his name. He ain't no Palomalu.
Palomalu.
Vegas says, Tony Toe Tap was on another level. Tony Toe Tap.
AB.
Also, Phil still says vanilla. Ha 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 ha. Phil still says vanilla can pick his. What the hell is that? Is that a corn on the cob? What is
it's a
that?
nose.
Oh, I see. Does look like a nose.
Doesn't look like your nose, but it looks like a nose.
It definitely looks. I see the nose now. Either that or a spaceship. It looks more like a spaceship than that 3i Atlas does.
It's like it's sort of a weird rocket ship. It's like an 8-bit rocket ship.
Yes. Vegas says, I love betting the overs when Marino was their quarterback back when I was a kid. And Christopher says, we better not settle for field goals.
When you were a kid?
I was gonna say that, but I thought, you know what, I'm gonna let it slide. Christopher says, we better not settle for field goals in the red zone. To beat this team, we need to convert fourth down in the red zone and be able to go on to score, go for 2 and catch the damn ball. So basically be a good football team is what we have to do to win this football game.
Heck, even mediocre football teams can do that. Hey guys, I gotta get out of here. I hope you all have a happy Halloween.
All right, Fitch.
Have fun at that wedding.
I am going to a wedding tonight, so there'll be no Gooners tonight. However, I do plan to do a Sunday night review this week. So,
all right.
And then the following week, Chargers game. They're playing at night.
Yes.
They have the 8:30 start or 8:15 start. We're planning something.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna put something together. So next week, look out for that, everybody. So
absolutely.
Happy Halloween. Be safe, guys. Enjoy some candy or whatever it is you're into, and please, peace out.
All right, my man. Have a nice Halloween. Enjoy yourself, everybody. Yes, Fitch did nail it on the head, guys. Next Sunday night against the LA Chargers. The guys, we're going to get together for a Sunday night reaction video. That's going to be myself, Mike, Finch, and Derpy. I think at this time it's going to be at Finch's studio. I'm not sure, but we'll confirm all that and get more into just everything that's going to go into that next week, guys. So it's going to be a lot of fun next Sunday night. That is going to be against the Chargers. Let me grab on the board. Okay. Let's get this win. Tortilla saying, all right, guys, I'm going to expose it. Here it is. This is the big scoop that I have all week long. I said to myself, I'm going to answer these questions that people have. And yesterday I answered something. I can't remember what it was, but it was a big one as far as I'll get back there. Let me just get to what I have in front of me. Today, this is the big scoop. Terrell Austin was asked who runs this defense and who calls the plays. And this is okay. Yesterday, that's what it was. Yesterday was the owner being upset with Mike Tomlin. Today, in an interview, Terrell Austin was asked who runs this offense and who calls the plays. Another thing that a lot of people say constantly, we see it on the board. Tomlin runs the defense. Tomlin calls the plays. Tomlin sucks. Tomlin doesn't know anything. Blah blah blah. As of yesterday, also, Mike, people always says it's Rooney's fault. It's Rooney's fault. It's Rooney's fault. So yesterday, I got the answer to that, and the answer was he's getting frustrated and he's getting impatient with the coach. And this is the other part, guys. Does Mike Tomlin run and call the defense, guys? This is the answer right from Terrell Austin's mouth. He was asked about who calls the defensive plays. Terrell Austin says this: I'm calling the plays. And if Mike Tomlin wants, he calls the plays. And when he wants to, he calls it. That's how we roll. So there you go. That takes any speculation. People say, "Oh no, no." Terrell Austin says, I'm calling the plays, and if Mike Tomlin wants to, then he calls it. That's how we roll. So yes, he does have his hand in it to that extent if he wants to. Whether he does, whether he doesn't, those are, guys, some of the big answers that we had coming into this week as we all came hard on Mike Tomlin starting off this week, of course. So yesterday we got to, again, we answered the question, Mike, it's Rooney, it's Tomlin, it's Rooney, it's Tomlin. Rooney's no good, but Rooney did give his explanation. He's frustrated and impatient with the job of our head coach. And the other thing was Mike Tomlin calls the defense. Mike Tomlin is involved. This is why the defense stinks. Terrell Austin, he says he calls the plays, but if Mike Tomlin wants to, he will call them as well. So there you go. Any of the answers that you had coming into the week, I already questions. I hope we were able to answer there. And we'll continue to see. We'll continue to see how this thing plays out, Mike.
Yeah, we will, and hopefully it improves because, goddamn, man, it needs to. They just butt that shit up because you almost have a top 10 scoring offense here in Pittsburgh with this ragtag group of tight ends and unexciting whites, and this highest paid defense in the league is shitting the bed. It needs to at least meet the offense halfway.
Yeah. You know what I'm going to go back to right here, Mike? I'm going to get on the board just briefly because Vegas. Fitch kind of brought up about who gambles, but he's from Vegas. This is what they do in Vegas. I mean, they probably gamble in school and shit. Who knows? But let me go back to answer what Vegas had said. He said, my best friend's mom worked at Caesar's Palace, and we would put our weekly bets in since first grade. There you go. We both made $5 a week taking care of our yards. All right. You know what? And I got the scratch tickets off as well. So I'm,
Yeah.
So we did. We gambled when we was kids. What's Finch thinking? What is he thinking?
Right?
Phil,
here, it's the PA 401k, man. Your scratchy lottos. That's how you're going to retire out in Vegas, right. Man. You just go go right into the sports book.
Phil says, Christopher, that's what I'm saying. Too many 3-and-outs. I agree, guys. And Aaron knows better.
Yeah, they're like I said yesterday, they're like 16th in the league in third down conversion. They need to be a whole hell of a lot better. It's weird. There's 16th in the league on third down conversions, but when they get into the red zone,
they have no problem getting across the goal line. What's the problem?
Yeah, just imagine that first down marker that's the goal line, guys, and you'll get to it.
Chris, I'm sorry, Kenneth, what's up, dude? He says, hello, guys. Always great seeing Kenneth. Kenneth says, is it time to cut ties with Corey Trice? It's getting close. Like, if Corey Trice I'm pretty sure he's not going to be around too much longer unless he steps up and really does something great and he doesn't deal with injuries. But as I said, you can't make it through a week of practice after being out for how long on the IR. Now he's able to practice because he wants to come back. They give him the opportunity. He gets hurt again. Too bad. I liked him. I like his size. He's rangy, Mike. I liked him, and we talked, plenty about why he dropped in the draft, why we were able to get him, and we're seeing all those things now, Mike. Unfortunately, I think Kenneth is right here. It's not going to be much longer. Maybe through the season, if that. I don't know how much longer Corey Trice is stealing.
Probably through the season because you're a 7th round draft pick. You're not going to have the grace and patience granted upon you if you're a 1st or 2nd round pick, maybe in a 3rd round pick. Yeah, it's going to run thin at some point. They're like, we can go find someone else and kick you to the can. This might be his last opportunity. If he can make it through the rest of the season healthy, they might reconsider it. It might re-sign him to like a very small contract to where it won't hurt.
On you're the cool guy, we don't mind having you around contract. You get them guys that tend to be on the team a little longer than they should.
Yeah, And probably
Mark
like,
Robinson.
they go a 1 year minimum for his time of service, like a $30,000 signing bonus, and if they have to cut him, the cap hits like $5,000, some shit like that. Wouldn't surprise me if they do that to him, to where it's an easy out. If they do resign him, he does get hurt.
Let's go through a couple more. We do still have we have overs and unders today, and keys to winning this football game. We're going to
Steele's favorite, baby.
That episode, or to that segment here in a second. Let's get through some more of these messages though, Mike. Before we do that, Phil the Steel says, "Don't be surprised on Monday. Breaking news: prayers answered. Tomlin fired." Vegas says, "I can't see Tomlin getting another contract extension unless they drastically improve." It's going to be interesting when contract time comes around. But again, we'll see. We'll see. A lot could happen between now and then. Somber says, Tomlin whispering in Terrell's ears, tell them if it was you or you're fired. That could very well be going on the sideline. Somber also, okay, that's what he had said. Mark Malone, he says Tomlin gives a choice of plays he can call to be fair. Oh, that's Tomlin calling the plays. He called the play technically. You just get to pick which one of the ones that he called, if that's the case. Tortilla says they don't pass you in Vegas if you don't know the spread. Vegas, I won $75 when I went back to PA to visit my grandma. I had to go 50-50 with my cousin though, because I was only 9.
That's whack.
I literally see some lady not jump on her, but this little girl was with her mom in a convenience store. And you know how it's big and shiny and bright, and there's plenty of tickets that have different cartoon kind of pictures on these scratch-off tickets. So this mom, she was letting her daughter just push the button because she wanted her to pick the good luck one. This lady, she ran from behind the counter. No. That's illegal. She took her job serious, man. I thought, fuck, it's a convenience store, lady. Go get, if you get candy, I'm pretty sure you're going to have an easy time finding another job somewhere. But again, they take that shit seriously here.
Yeah, they do. And, I don't blame them because, they couldn't, some of that blowback can go on to them, and they can get in trouble for it. So I get where they're coming from, but at the same time, too, just slow your roll. They're not depressing the button.
Yeah.
They're just saying, hey, we want this one.
They're just going by what looks prettier. They're not even gambling. All they're literally doing is looking for, what they find to be most attractive and push a button. That's hardly gambling, but hey, what do I know? Let's go right here. Kenneth says, I'm not mad at the offense. They just need to tighten up a bit. Absolutely. There's certainly room for improvement, but you got to admit, guys, this offense looks better than the offense has looked in quite a few years. There are things that we need to improve on. Yes, we do need to move the ball. We can't the 3-and-outs got to stop. These kind of things, but certainly from the past 5 years, Mike, the offense has been more productive. Even though we don't have the 1,000-yard rusher that we had all those years, even though we don't have the veteran linemen that we had in the offensive line at the time, so things are looking better. We're working in the right direction, but it still can get better. No two ways about that, Mike. And I think we should be attempting to get this offense as good as we can, because if you're going rookie or a young quarterback moving forward after this season, you kind of want everything else to be in place. As we said before on the show, Mike, when you get a young quarterback, you'd like to have everything in place, as the Steelers did in 2004 when it was time for Ben to take over. Everything was already in place for him. Come in, don't make mistakes, and then you start to develop as a quarterback. I mean, that's best case scenario. And Mike, I think the offense is trending in the right direction as far as that goes.
And I think that's why they went out and made that trade to acquire DK and then ship out George Pickens, because they longer term more stable in DK than George. Probably know they wouldn't be able to sign George anyway. In whatever was happening behind scenes, that's why they got Calvin Austin, Roman Wilson, been building a line and having it ready to go to have that young quarterback come in. And that's why it's bothersome that the defense is failing at its point, because I'm wondering, like, did they maybe want to use resources in this draft to get that quarterback, get a wide receiver for a quarterback wide receiver to build chemistry with, maybe grab another running back just in case, get offensive weapons in this draft, and they might have to now, change their plans as the season's playing out. They're like, okay, switch to a more heavy defensive draft again, because the free agents didn't work out.
Absolutely. Let's go to right here. Mark Malone. Mark Malone says if he were 5'10", he wouldn't be injured all the time. Kenneth says Trice got a knee. Yes, he got injured at practice yesterday. I don't know, man. And that's the thing, Kenny. I like him. I always liked him. I liked him from day one. And I told Mike, I was like, we got quite a steal here in the 6th round. But Mike said, you know what? That's the reason. That's the reason he dropped to 6. He can't stay on the field. And unfortunately, Mike, you were right all along. That is exactly what we're getting with Corey Trice. Yinzer Joe says, give the ball to Mount Washington and taint push him all the way to the end zone. I got to be honest with you. The tush push is one thing, but if somebody has their hand up in your taint, believe me, I'm springing forward. I don't care where I'm at and what's in front of me. But you get somebody, a couple of your teammates up there poking around in your taint, there's nothing stopping me, Mike. And a guy as big as
Mount Washington. Goddamn thing.
No. Somebody said the injury report said a hammy. We did have a hammy. We had a couple hammies also that came along. I did read through it earlier. I'm not sure if you were on board at the moment. Vegas says the scoring D isn't bad first through third quarters, but they are the worst in the fourth quarter, giving up over 11 points. And what was it yesterday or was it today, Mike? They're giving up 50% of their points, 48% of their points that they're giving up is in the fourth quarter of the games this year, Mike. 48% of scoring the Steelers are giving up their defense has been in the fourth quarter alone.
When your two highest paid players get, 95 vacation days throughout the week, they should be well rested.
You would think. Field of Steel says, no! I don't know what that was referring to, but Mark Malone says he's still under contract until next year, though.
I don't know if that was for Tomlin or Trace, but Trace's contract's up after next season.
Okay.
But it only costs $2,100 to cut him, so he'll probably be cut next year.
Vegas says, I refuse to bet unders. I feel like a hater the entire game, hoping nothing good happens the entire time. Vegas says, yes, Tallman has 1 year left. Field of Steel, Mark, is it a contract with the devil? He's wondering. You know what? That would be the perfect contract today, of course, Halloween. Christopher says, Tallman's job depends on winning the games. Aaron Rodgers had to use silent count at home because the fans sold their tickets to the Packers fans. Rooney's pissed. Yeah, there's not a lot of happiness going on in the Steelers organization right now, which makes me think that this is why they're going to make some kind of moves in the next 4 days before the deadline. Corey says the real question is who's going to be calling the defensive plays when we lose. I'm sure Tomlin will say that that's Terrell Austin. When they win, he might die.
It's Schrodinger's defensive coordinator, whatever one you want to pick.
Yeah.
It's like the cat in there is dead or alive.
Contracts can be torn. Phil still says to Vegas. Somber says Pepper's quad injury is concerning. Hopefully he's good to go. It is concerning. It sure is concerning, man. I mean, the safeties are dropping like flies.
Because it popped up out of nowhere.
Even Kyle Duggar was on the injury list yesterday. He hasn't even been here, man. You know what I mean? Come on. Mark Malone says someone would probably trade for Tomlin for his ability to sell merch to indoctrinated whites. Vegas says, I highly doubt Mr. Rooney would fire a head coach that he owes $18 million guaranteed to, but I also didn't think that he would have Aaron Rodgers, DK, and Ramsey this year, so who knows? Vegas says single scoop makes an appearance. Somber says, looks like Howard and Harrison will be coming off the IR with Elliott Ukulele going on. Yes, I think Ukulele he's done. But you know what? They're giving there is some optimism left on that Deshaun Elliott injury, guys. They're hoping that just being the hyperextension that he will be back, Mike. So I'm not sure how that's going to play with the IR. I'm really not sure because they're calling him week to week at this moment. They're literally calling Deshaun Elliott week to week.
Yeah, it was week to week, and then I saw one report saying he's on IR, so therefore he's effectively done for the year. I'm not sure because I know you only bring back so many players back off IR from injuries. I don't know if we hit that limit yet or not, but if they found more damage to that knee, I'm not sure. If he's out for the year, that's a big blow to the defense.
Welcome to Caleb. Always great seeing my man Caleb on the board. And over enthusiastic intern Caleb, of course, the moderator here for the show. Caleb says, "Want to make a pie to the face wager on the Colts Steeler game?" I don't know if anybody's going to take the Steelers, but I'd happily do a pie to the face wager.
I've picked the Colts to win.
Oh well,
I did pick the Colts to win, but
you'll take the
show.
You'll take the Steelers for this.
I'll take the Steelers for this challenge for this run right here. I'll take I was going to say a cream pie to the face, but we might want
cream pie to Mike's face. Listen, this is the way that goes. If the Steelers win, if the Steelers win, we get the cream pie in Mike's face.
No, if the Steelers lose, I get the pie to the face.
Or that's what it. Yeah, if the Steelers lose, we get the cream pie to the face. Yeah. All right, I'm down. I like that wager. Thank you. Corey says the reporters asked Tomlin who called the defensive plays tonight. Tomlin peel his muffin cap back blue. What? Peel his muffin cap back blue. Let's see. Welp Somber also says peel his motherfucking muffin cap blue. I don't know. I'm missing it myself here. Caleb also says shout out good sports sport Vanilla Thunder.
Yeah, Somber. I realized as soon as the words came out of my mouth, it was a poor choice of words on my part.
No, I love it because look, Somber he's already saying, can it please not be cream pie? It's definitely got to be a cream pie. It's going to be a cream pie.
It's going to be whipped cream or shaving. It's going to be shaving cream.
All right. So that's the deal. If the Steelers lose, I will cream pie Mike right here on the show on Monday. So don't miss it, guys. If keep that in mind as you're watching the game on Sunday afternoon. If we lose, I got this cream pie.
Fuck you, Caleb.
I'll be preparing it all weekend. Believe me. He says, if Colts lose, I take a pie to the face. Okay, so if the Colts lose, Caleb will take a pie to the face. If the Steelers lose, then Vanilla will take the cream pie to the face. That's perfect. I like it. It's a deal. It's made. Yes. Vegas says, is it cream pie thunder or cream pie or thunder cream pie? I don't know. It just depends on how big the cream pie is, I guess. Somber says it's a heart pit. Kevin Hart pit. Yes, Caleb, I do. I got the cream pie. I'll be preparing it all weekend. I'll squeeze it myself. Tortilla says, say it with your chest, man. Caleb says, I will send the pie to the face video if the Colts lose. I don't not trust you. It's a deal. It's done. You don't have to sell it anymore. It's done.
Ryan, saw me fall on the sword for the show, and he's eating. He's actively. He's going to root so hard for Steelers victories.
I want nothing more than a cream pie on this show. I guess it's more of a what's it called? It's like a facial in because the cream pie is when it's up there.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, facial.
What is it called? Yeah, it's a facial, right? This is called a cream pie facial. It's a deal. There you go. I see the hands shaking on the terrible board, Mike. It's official. Monday, somebody's getting cream pie, whether you like it or not.
Someone better eat a lot of fucking pineapples. All I'm saying.
Guys, let's get into it, Mike. It is time. It is time for the overs and a schmegma pie.
Somber, you sick
yes.
fuck. You just made the friends list on that one, brother.
Oh, the schmegma pie.
You sick, beautiful bastard, you.
Yinzer Joseph, can we pick the rest of the game Sunday and where? Caleb says Ryan better eat a lot of olives to listen. I'm going to be honest with you. Let me be honest. Can I be honest? I've been thinking about a way to try to put you're going to think I'm lying. You're going to think I'm lying. You're going to think I'm lying. I've literally been trying to think of a way to take a pie container and put whipped cream and split it in Mike's face. This is literally something that's been crossed my mind about, I don't know, for the last 6 months. And I never was able to. And every time I'm at the grocery store, I always think, should I grab some whipped cream? No. So this is it's amazing the way that it turns out, because now not only do we have an answer, Caleb comes along making it a deal, because I thought it would be good for the show just to, slam a pie right in your face. But now that it's a cream pie, it couldn't be any better, Mike. I love this. The deal is on, and I get to live my dream. Everybody wins. Except for you, except for you and the Steelers.
And the key question is, with the cream pie on my face, do I have to do the whole show with this leaving?
You got to ask
the gooey substance.
You have to ask the board. I can't answer that. You have to ask the board. Board, do you recommend that? Do you require that Vanilla leaves the cream pie on his face through the duration, or does he just get the cream pie and then he could clean it off?
Does someone have to they take it off their fingers and feed it to me?
No, nobody. Oh, come on. Because when you say somebody, I'm the only person in the building with you during the time of the show, so that's definitely not happening. But I definitely will smash you in the face with a cream pie. Corey says, I don't care what you guys call it as long as you don't call it a snowball. I did actually know exactly what you're talking about. Don't look it up. I learned what it was from the movie Clerks.
37 in a row? Suckity dicks across the parking lot?
No show of shame. Caleb says, spray can of whipped cream and a little pre-made pie. That's exactly what I'm thinking, Vegas. That was exactly what I had in mind the whole time. But guys, Phil's saying the whole show, Mike. So guys, again, throw your opinions. Throw up what you want. Do you want Mike to keep the cream pie on his face through the duration, or just for a small period of time and he could take it off? Vegas says it has to stay on the loser's face 1 minute for each point his pick loses by. Okay.
Oh, damn.
That's a very good answer. Actually, that's great, Vegas. That's what we'll go with. So it's a deal. It's a done deal. I finally get the cream pie, Mike. I've been waiting for this for years. Derpy needs to feed Mike that cream pie.
Yeah.
That was Yinzer Joe. Caleb says, Vegas, do you like pain? Somber says, just leave the stuff on the chin. Yeah. On the chin, maybe a little on the side of the mouth, there on the nose.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's get into the overs and unders.
How many cream pies is Mike going to take?
Well, it's just going to depend now, isn't it? Vegas says something. Sometimes it depends on who is giving me the pain. Tortilla. And he says, Mike,
mama.
You have to sing Renegade with the cream pie on your face. So there you go. Of course, don't make me log off.
Dig deep, Corey. Dig deep. Yeah, Vegas stings in the eyes. So I've heard.
Time for some overs and unders, Mike. Let's get to it. It is Friday. It is Steelers Friday. Of course, we do play the Indianapolis Colts on Sunday afternoon. So let's get into this week's overs and unders. We're going to start with Aaron Rodgers, Mike. Does he throw 1.5 touchdowns? Over or under? Aaron Rodgers, 1.5 touchdowns thrown in this game on Sunday against the Colts. Mike, again, the Colts have the 29th best pass defense in the league. Aaron Rodgers, 1.5 touchdown passes.
I'm taking the over.
All right. Roman Wilson, 1.5 catches. Roman Wilson, 1.5 catches.
I think, Aaron's saying he wants to get Calvin Austin involved. So sorry, Roman Wilson. You're not getting any balls thrown to you. It's going to be a CA3 week. Give me the over. Or no, give me the under.
Okay. Roman Wilson, less than 1.5 receptions. Interesting. Yep. All right, Mike. A tight end touchdown, 1.5. Is there going to be 1.5 tight end touchdowns scored by the Steelers? I'm talking Mount Washington. I'm talking Meatwad Hayward. I'm talking Pat Freiermuth, Jonnu Smith, Mike, 1.5. So 2 touchdowns or more, or under 1.5 for tight ends for the Steelers this weekend. Touchdown.
I'm gonna take just under. So it's just gonna be 1.
Okay. Jaylen Warren, Mike, 49.5 yards rushing. Jaylen Warren, 49.5 yards rushing. Not a lot of 100-yard. I don't know if there was or any. Maybe there was one 100-yard rushing game per one running back this season. But this guy's only for 50 yards. Mike, you're saying this is going to be north of 49.5 points.
Yeah, I'm taking the over.
All right. All right. Vegas goes over and under on his. Let me go to turnovers by our offense. Do we commit a half a turnover, Mike? Do we commit a turnover or no? We've been pretty good. I got to be honest with you. I mean, we've been keeping the sacks to a minimum. We haven't been turning the ball over. So those things we are doing well. Amongst other things on offense, Mike, 1/2 a turnover by way of our offense. Over. Or
I'll take the under.
All right. Doing it again. Going another week. No turnovers. I like that. Boz, 2.5 field goals made in this game. Chris Boswell, 2.5 field goals made.
Under.
Ooh. I'm trying to put together what kind of game you're imagining with what's going on, and it's interesting so far, to say the least. Tortilla saying Warren will have 48 yards rushing. Mike, let's go over to the defensive side. Let's talk about half sack for a second there. TJ Watt, Mike, a half sack. Is he going to be a half sack? More or less than a half sack? Or it could be a push as well. TJ Watt, does he get a sack? Does he not get a sack? Does he have a half sack?
Steele, brother, this one's for you. Taking the over.
All right. So you're saying at least there's going to be at least one sack by TJ Watt. This one's been popular the past couple of weeks, Mike. And this is near and dear to your heart. Joey Porter Jr., who I like as well. Don't get me wrong. He's the offspring of a Steeler great. I mean, I give you shit because he played at Penn State, but he is from here. He went to high school in North Allegheny. He is a local guy. Mike, the question on the over-under for Joey Porter Jr., 2.5 pass interception calls. 2.5 pass interception calls against Joey Porter Jr.
Pass interference calls?
Pass interference. Tortilla saying Boswell 4 field goals.
Under
1.5 or under 2.5 interference calls is what you're saying.
Under.
Sorry about my all right, Mike, the secondary of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm not talking about a linebacker. I'm not talking about TJ Watt on a crazy play. Does the secondary of the Steelers have an interception, Mike? 1/2, over or under? Danny Dimes. They throw the ball over the place. They're 7-1. The secondary has been struggling. 1/2 of an interception, Mike, by our secondary players.
I'm going to take it. I'm going to take the over.
All right. I do want to say welcome to Wes Hatchett on the board. Always great to see my man Wes. He says, "What's up, fellas? Would it surprise you if we win this game?" You know what? No, because I'm such a Steeler fan. I have this hopeless romantic romance with the Steelers. But yeah, I guess it would surprise me if we won. I'm going to pick them, but it would surprise me if they won. Mike, so that was over on the interceptions. How about this? The defense, 1.5 turnovers caused.
Over
on that as well.
Yeah, they don't turn the ball. They have like 9 total turnovers, it looks like. 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so fuck it. They're going to have some turnovers this week.
All right. And then, Mike, I've been asked not to do it. And listen.
We have to.
Let me tell you something. I really do respect the people on the board. I really do, but guys, I can't not do it. I've been doing this for years, and I hate the way this is turning out. But listen, it's not happening because of me, is it?
Yeah, it is.
But guys, I have to ask the final over/under question for this game, Mike. Guys on the board, 1/2 of a devastating injury. Over or under?
I'm taking the under. We're coming out clean this game. And Corey Trice does not count as a devastating injury if he plays.
All right.
That should just be a given for the game.
That's fair.
Even money on him. Yeah. So I'm taking the under.
So with that being said, Mike, I'm going to I'm going to turn around and pitch you the ball, and you were going to tell me the keys for the Pittsburgh Steelers to win this football game on Sunday.
Force the Colts to become one-dimensional so you can attack that. Whether it be taking away Jonathan Taylor or taking away the passing game. Force them to be one-dimensional so you just have to focus on that one thing. Preferably, I'd rather love to take away the fuck you, Caleb. Take away the run game. We can just start teeing off on Danny Dimes. We can start getting pressure on him. Offense, man, just keep doing what you're doing, but convert on those third down. Pound the rock some more. Take some deep shots, man. Take some deep shots because the offense is coming along, but really for me, it's forced the Colts to become one-dimensional by taking away Jonathan Taylor. Start there. Offense, get your run game going. That way you can start spreading the ball out the way you have been, man. And third down conversions are key for this offense. Ball control. Let's control the clock. Because my God, it's been so long since I felt we've dominated that area. We have to do that. And finally, let's play some clean football, penalty wise. The first four games, I felt like 5 games, a clean football team. These past couple weeks, getting sloppy. So they got to lock that up.
And there you go, guys. I couldn't agree more. I think that you pretty much hit it on the head, Mike. Obviously, defense, you got to get off the field. On offense, you're going to try to stay on the field longer. You got to convert. You got to hit the sticks. The more you keep their offense off the field, just as I said, you got to think of it the same way that you treated Tom Brady. You keep that guy on the sideline as long as you can, and that means don't abandon the run at any point. Because again, Mike, the run, even though we are scoring points, and even though we are scoring points through the air, only having 3 touchdowns on the ground this season, it's still such a big part of what this offense was made with this Arthur Smith large jumbo package, extra tight ends. The running game needs to be involved in order for this team to win, as they ran the ball just 3 times last week in the second half of the football game. You see how that plays out. Again, they got to stick to their guns. They got to stick to their game plan, especially if it's working. I think this is a winnable game, because I don't think that the Colts are the best team in the league. I don't think that the Colts are unbeatable. I think that the Colts are very beatable. I think it was mentioned on the board that the teams that they beat so far they left a lot to be desired. They didn't beat anybody like Buffalo's, Kansas City's, Detroit's, anybody that you would consider one of the tough teams. Philadelphia. They beat a bunch of bad teams, guys. So that for that reason mainly, I think that this is a winnable game for the Steelers. Now, if things go the way that we were saying, Mike, and the Steelers are able to play competent, smart football for the most part throughout the course of this game, I think the Steelers fall behind at some point. But just as they did in that Cincinnati game, I think they get momentum late in the game, as they do a lot of times. They maybe fall back a couple of touchdowns because the Colts have an offense and we're having trouble scoring or stopping the scoring on defense. But I say we catch up with them as the game goes on. We make it a good game at the end of the game. And the Pittsburgh Steelers do win on a walk-off field goal. If this football game, Mike, this game is going to be similar to pretty much every game that we played so far this year. But again, we get the ball to bounce our way a couple times. We put ourselves in a position to get that last possession of the game, to kick the field goal, to win. Chris Paul as well, ice in his veins. We win this game 31-30, 34-33, 33-32, something in that ballpark, guys. Again, I think the Colts make it look good early for them. But again, as the Bengals game went, we were able to put points together in the second half and make it a close game. And I think that's what happens in this game, Mike. So again, if we do those little things well, we give ourselves the opportunity to put ourselves in that position and maybe to win that football game. So, Mike, I'm taking the Steelers by 1-2 points or low 30s, that particular ballpark. I don't recall, what was your prediction, or what is your new prediction going into the weekend? Do the Steelers, don't even add it to your picks. Just give me your honest opinion as you're on the air right now with people looking at you. What do you feel? What's the vibe for this game for you on Sunday? Steelers, Colts, win, loss, scores. What do you like?
I still have a vibe that we're going to lose, but as we get closer to the game, I have a feeling it might be a little bit closer than I initially predicted when we did the official picks. But you're slowly convincing me we might have a chance in this game. But I'm still taking the Colts, and I think it might be like a 7-point.
I don't think this team is as good as the Packers was, Mike. And this is a team that we only lost by 10 to. I don't think I think pound for pound, the Packers are just they're a better football team. And don't get me wrong, the Colts do got a good team. Like, this was a team that did beat us a couple times without the quarterback. Yeah. But you know what? This is also a quarterback that we kicked his ass with the Giants last year. So I guess if you pick this apart and you have a smart game and plan in place, this is a very beatable team. But if we're going to go in with the tough, the stubborn mentality, we're the Steelers, we're going to do what we do, and you're just going to have to try to stop it, I think we lose that game. Mike, if this game is just tweaked a little bit with intelligence and played right, I think it's definitely a winnable game. Not a game we're going to blow this team out, but again, couple point win if we do. End of the game, kick field goal. That's where my heart is. That's the vibe I get. I hope I'm right, and I hope we get the win.
So do I. I hope you're right, because I do not want to take the cream pie to the face.
That's the only reason I'm rooting for the Colts. That is the only reason I'm rooting for the Colts.
Fair enough. That's fair. I respect that.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's get to a few more messages here, Mike, and then we're going to start. I guess we're rounding third, if you will, heading into week 9. As it did get kicked off last night with the Baltimore Ravens win. If you missed it, guys, the Ravens did beat the Dolphins 28-6, and all four of those Ravens touchdowns were Lamar Jackson touchdown passes. So he's back. The Ravens are back. I knew they were going to win some games, and they are going to continue as they play the Vikings, the Browns, the Jets, the Bengals, the Steelers, and then the Bengals again over the next 6 weeks. A very, very important 6 weeks of this football season. As we get, I don't have it in front of me, but I know we play the Chargers. I know we play the Bengals again. I know that we have some of those good teams coming up. Your Buffaloes, your Detroits. So it's gonna be a ride, guys. Hopefully it does come down, and we can keep it interesting enough, Mike, for it to come down to that last game of the season. I certainly wouldn't want that game to have no effect at all.
Implications.
I want it to have some kind of implications. If we're on this end, if we're out ahead, I don't want it to have any implications. I'd like for that game to have no implications so we could rest and get ready for the playoffs. But at this point in the season, it's not looking like it's going in that direction. But let's jump on the board here, guys. I do want to say welcome back to Wes. Always great seeing him on the board. Tortilla says JPJ will have 2 pass interference calls, and that will put him under. That will have him under on our over-unders for today. Caleb says my Jim Palmer poster just placed 1,000. Just post a 1,000 same-game parlay on the World Series game tonight. Problem is banned from these sports books for not being in debt. Let's see. Phyllis Steele says ponies might come out of vanilla and choke it. Who knows?
I hope.
I you know what? I'm hoping that I don't know. We'll see. Vegas says 1 and 10 on third down. 1 for 10 on third downs can't happen again if they want to. They absolutely can't go 1 for 10 on third downs. Vegas, you're 100% right. You're not going to win many football games going 1 for 10 on third downs. If this wasn't a top 5 talking point at practice and meetings this week, I'd be surprised. Again, 1 for 10 last week on third down, and that's why I'm saying they're not as good as Green Bay. I don't think we go 1 for 10 against Indianapolis's defense. I just think Green Bay had a really good D, guys. Caleb says over and under on cream pies that Mike takes. I have it at a half. I'm going to go over. I'm taking the over on Mike's cream pie Monday morning, guys. You don't want to miss that. Vegas says Trace isn't week to week. He is play to play. What a shame. I love that. I love him, man. I love Trace since he's been here. Poor guy. Field of Steel says keys to game. Play foosball. Mike, you got to go out and play foosball.
Play that foosball.
Corey says, hang on. If isn't the serious injury over and under our fault? If we answer anything other than under, we'd be the ones jinxing it.
No, don't let him off the hook, Corey.
I'm using my conspiracy theory techniques here. Vegas says hopefully the left guard gets healthy by game time so we can use the 7-300 formation. 7-300 pounders are tough to stop.
And Sayamalo is back at practice.
Okay, that's a huge plus. We'll take it.
I just happened to come across that on the Twitter machine.
Tortilla says doesn't matter if we spread the ball when our defense spreads their cheeks. Why is that funny? It's really funny to me. I don't know why. Phyllis still says, fellas, I do have the chance starting in this game. Let's see if it happens, because if it is happening, and what am I reading wrong here? Fellas, I do have the chance starting in this game. Let's see if it's happening, because it is happening in every Black and Gold podcast. Not sure what that meant. Cortia says this is the kind of game Tallman has made his career off of. You're right. And again, I'm not sold on this Indianapolis team. It's a terrible division. They have the Tennessee Titans, the who else? Jacksonville and Houston. Jason says, I do want to say what's up to Jason. Always great seeing you on the terrible board. He says Ravens are winning the division. Phil says that Tallman sucks. Vegas says final high Q of the day. What color is the mirror? Black, right? Oh I guess my phone's isn't that considered a black mirror? Is that something? I don't know. Is that a thing? I guess the mirror is whatever
Oh,
color.
the mirror has no color.
What is a mirror anyway? How do you make a mirror? I don't know. Anyway, see this. Yeah, you can't get us. You can't make us think. Come on.
No, I'm too sober to think.
Hey, right. Tortilla says Seahawks wore white, Bengals wore white, Packers wore white, Colts will be wearing all white.
Can't beat the whites.
You can't beat the whites, Tortilla says.
Oh my god, you guys are on fucking fire today.
They're killing it, man. I love it. I love the board. Let's see, Mike. A few things also going on here in Pittsburgh. Going on over the weekend we got more football games, Mike. The Pitt Panthers, they travel to Stanford. The Panthers are red hot, winning 4 in a row with their new freshman rookie, Mike. They moved him from 43 to the number 1 quarterback in the land from his performances over the past month, which is pretty amazing. Keep an eye on him. But also, Mike, that's not our only college football game. That, of course, is on 3:30 tomorrow. But our Penn State Nittany Lions looking to get back off the schneid. Mike, they had a week off to get prepared for the number 1 Ohio State. I'm kind of glad Derpy isn't here. I'm sure he would have been giving it to you for this one, Mike. But I'm pulling for you. I'm starting to feel bad for what's going on. I'm rooting for Penn State to beat Ohio State. Do I think it's going to happen? I don't. But nonetheless, I'm rooting
like
for them.
20 some odd point favorites, I think.
Yeah.
There's no way that team across the state's going to win that game. I refuse to name them because I am in the fan portal still.
Yeah, you're not in the fan.
I'm still waiting on offers. I'm still waiting on official visits. None have come through yet. Something is wrong.
So there you go. So that is the college football. Our other football team here, the soccer team, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, Mike, they have their USL conference quarterfinal game tomorrow. They host the Hartford Athletic. Get down to Highmark Stadium tomorrow. That is a 6:30 kickoff. In that soccer game, Mike, is the Hartford Athletic is coming to play the Hounds tomorrow at 6:30. Also, the high school football playoffs start tonight right here in Western Pennsylvania. Check out your favorite high school football team, Aliquippa. They're traveling, Mike, the first time in a long time. Aliquippa's not getting that first round home game or a bye.
Yeah.
Having kind of a down year. They're traveling to Trinity. Of course, Aliquippa, the birthplace of Ty Law, Darrell Revis, Mike Ditka, and even Tony Dorsett, believe it or not. Sean Gilbert, John Baldwin. The list really does go on, guys. But the high school playoffs they do start tonight, so that is happening also through the weekend, Mike. And I had something else here. The Penguins get a big win last night, Mike. A 4-1 win in Minnesota to improve to 8-2-2, which is the best record in the NHL, Mike. Nobody is better than the Pittsburgh Penguins right now. They win 4-1 over the Wild, improved to 8-2-2. They'll be back at it on Saturday, tomorrow, 3:00 p.m. They travel to Winnipeg to take on the Jets. That is tomorrow, Mike. So a lot of Pittsburgh sports going on. And finally, outside of Pittsburgh, the World Series, that is Game 6 tonight. The Toronto Blue Jays do have a 3-2 lead in the Dodgers, trying to tie it up. The Blue Jays looking to close it up, Mike. Tonight, 8:00, World Series Game 6. The Blue Jays could be World Series champions tonight.
They could be. I have a feeling there will be a Game 7.
I do too. I do too.
And the Penguins, real quick, they drafted a rookie 11th overall. Every hockey expert was saying he's a reach. It's a reach. He's playing regular now. He's going to be up here the whole year. Already has 3 goals on the year as being a key contributor to this team. Was already on like the power play, playing with Crosby and Malkin and all the big guns. Kyle Dubas might actually know what he's doing. He might have this team competing for a nice little playoff run. And it'd be nice to see a team in Pittsburgh make the playoffs.
It'd be nice to see a team make the playoffs and have a little success. You know what I mean? The Steelers
they
lose. The Pirates,
they bounce. Yeah.
You know. So a little
any
playoff
team
success
to get out of the
won't
first
hurt.
round.
Let me grab a couple more of these messages, Mike, and then we are going to get to the trivia question of the day and start to wrap things up heading into this Colts weekend. I'm going to go right here. Where Vegas says 58-16, Ohio State. It could very well be a blowout, but again, I got to root for my home state team on this one. I kind of wish Derpy was here too, so we could give it to him. But you know what? It's all good. Corey says those are called the away jerseys. LOL. Don't overthink that part of it. Look at the records and the storylines for this one. Daniel Jones can't beat us. Indy can't beat us at home. Those are 2 good points. Those are two valid points at the very end. But on the other part, though, too, the alternate uniforms are different than the away uniforms. So they could wear those at home as the Bengals did, or on the road as Green Bay did. So I'm very it's a very calculated situation. And it's no surprise that Corey, the conspiracy theorist, is on top of it, though. I do trust his thought process there. Corey says this. He says, but the Colts coach is undefeated against Mike Tomlin. This is the perfect upset game because we are massive underdogs because of JT alone. And you know what, guys? Why can't we be their trap game? They're a good team, playing a team considerably less as good. Why can't we be their trap? So I think there's a chance, guys. I really do. I do think there's a chance. Vegas' Pitt has some of the all-time great NFL players. I think even more than Pitt. Absolutely, Pitt's always got great players. It's just the teams aren't really that good.
Yeah,
they have amazing players,
and that's like the bad thing. That's why I feel bad for like Pitt fans. Like I'm not a big Pitt guy. I like talking shit on them. They have some all-time greats go through there, and they can just never get a team around them to have them do any damage. As a fan of sports, I would hate to feel like that. So,
my
I
thing
feel
is
a little bad for Pitt fans.
They got three guys could possibly go to the Hall of Fame this year: Larry Fitzgerald, Reuben Brown, the lineman, and also Shady McCoy. And you know what? They're in second place all time in Hall of Famers in the NFL. So,
and then what? A couple of years, Aaron Donald.
And Aaron Donald's certainly right around the corner. And, people talk about the success of the franchises, the organizations, these Pennsylvania colleges. They both aren't really winning hardware out the ass either. So you can say what you want about either school. Neither one of them.
Talk shit on them.
Absolutely. Big time shit talking in Pennsylvania. No two ways about it. Those schools, I've seen in my whole life. And that's part of the reason why I'm never going away from Pitt, because I've seen the arguments and the fight so much. I've made my commitment. You know what I mean? This is my team. Let's see. Overenthusiastic intern Caleb says college football and World Series Game 7. Name a better Saturday. Yeah.
Cream pies to the face.
Maybe NFL playoffs, but besides for that, I can't think of much. Tortilla says Corey, photosynthesis. Also, Corey says the Bengals are undefeated wearing the whiteouts. The Steelers lose every time we wear those ugly ass unis. Last time we wore those, we lost to the Ravens. Tortilla says Mike Tomlin doesn't scheme for the color white. Phyllis Dill says remember terrible board. Vanilla said it 1 week. It's just another game, right? Cream pie.
Just another game, big boy. Just another game.
Vegas in the draft is in the Berg too, so why not put them all in? That's right, guys. What are we on? 174 days away from the draft. Tortilla says this: if you make the older guys wear black and attract heat so they get tired fast, and we will give up 11 points every fourth quarter. We need to wear white. Yeah, that has to change too, Mike. We can't let up so much scoring in the fourth quarter. But my question is this: doesn't it seem like teams move the ball and score a lot easier than the fourth quarter than the rest of the game, no matter which game you're watching?
Yeah.
I mean, it could be close all game, no low scoring. Fourth quarter comes along, both teams, they drive down the field, both get 3 touchdowns each. It's just the nature of the beast, apparently. Tortilla says, good news is it's getting cold. It is getting cold, and we'll be welcoming the Miami Dolphins because we know that they can't win in the cold pretty soon as well, Mike. I think that could be a win that we could count on. But why don't another? Yeah, go ahead.
I would say they fired their GM today as well. The coach might not be too far behind. There might be a fire sale on players.
Hey, maybe we could hire him as the offensive coordinator. So there you go, Mike. But one thing that I know we could always count on is you with the information about the website.
The2dumbyinzers.com. Check it out. We got the dumb thought. We got all of our social media, and we got the merch store at the2dumbyinzers.com.
All right, go check it out, everybody. It's www.the2dumbyinzers.com, www.the2dumbyinzers.com. Go check it out. A lot of cool stuff over there. Guys, let's get into the question of the day, Mike. This is a trivia. How well do you know your enemy? How well do you know your opponent? This is a Indianapolis Colts question, but we talked earlier 2 times it came up about the game 30 years ago. Super Bowl 30, if you will, Mike, against the Steelers in the Cowboys. The AFC Championship game, though, was the game that the Steelers they had to beat the Colts to get to the Super Bowl. As you remember, Jim Harbaugh throws a Hail Mary at the end. He could have won. We ended up winning the game 20-16 at Three River Stadium to go on to play the Cowboys. So we're going to talk about that Colts team, Mike. Take a moment to just let that sink in. So here's my question of the day. The 95 Colts that the Steelers had to beat to get to the Super Bowl. On this show, we do always like talking about the big three. I want to know from you today, guys, Mike and the board, who were Indianapolis Colts big three? I'm talking about their leading quarterback, running back, and wide receiver in that particular season. They're all names that you recognize. They're all names that you know. Let's just see if you can put it all together at once. While you do that, I will give you a minute to think about it, guys. We are live. We're live 5 days a week right here, Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. every day right here on the Tube.
On Tube.
So, guys, I'm looking for the big three. Caleb says Reggie Miller, Rick Smits, and Mark Jackson, which certainly was a big three in the 90s. I definitely can remember that team. The Bulls certainly as well.
I have a guess at running back.
All right, so Richard can't remember. Mike, what's your thought process on this question?
Well, you already said the quarterback, Jim Harbaugh. You said for that season, right?
I'm not answering no more. You have to give me your thoughts, man.
No, you said for the Colts for that season. So I'm going to go Jim Harbaugh, Marshall Faulk, and I'm trying to think of a receiver from that era. I'm blanking on the receiver.
Just take a guess. Because you have no chance if you don't have any guess. At least if you take some guess.
The only receiver I can think of, and I know he wasn't playing them, but fuck it, I'm going to say it, Marvin Harrison. Right. Yeah, I know that's wrong, but it's the only one I can think of.
That's all right. Is that your final answer?
That's before he really killed a guy.
Jim Harbaugh, Marshall Faulk, and Marvin Harrison is your final. Okay.
Yep, the only people I
lock you in. Hey, you're not far off. I mean, I see Phil also got Harbaugh running back in Marvin Harrison. Richard said he can't remember. Phil says he doesn't remember the running back. Somber says, fuck the big three. So this is what it is, Mike. You weren't far off. You were not far off. The big three for that 95 team that the Steelers beat 20-16 in the AFC Championship game at Three River Stadium to go on to play the Cowboys were, of course, Jim Harbaugh, the quarterback, Marshall Faulk, the running back, and guys, the less known of the three, but still nonetheless, you'll remember as soon as I say it, their number one receiver was in 1995, Sean Dawkins. Sean Dawkins was the Colts' number one receiver.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, you did. If you watch that game, you've definitely heard him. You just don't remember him at this point.
Yeah.
Let me grab a couple of these messages, guys. I'm going to go right here. Corey says this, guys. Do you guys have issues with your content getting buried by the algorithm? My stuff across all platforms isn't getting views at this point, including Spotify. Be one thing. It's not because you're stuck. It's because of the algorithm. It's exactly what goes on. It's what's happening. You just got to keep putting stuff out, man. There's definitely some. Get in touch with Mike. He'll give you some tips on that as well. But he's saying nobody's seeing it at all, and that's what it is. It's got to start being more visibly more ready on the algorithm, and it's tough to do. It's tough to break that.
The time of day and all that fun stuff too.
Yeah.
Man.
Sometimes the time of day it's released, this and that. So again, get a hold of Mike. He'll be able to help you get that figured out. Also, Corey says that Caleb, I get it, but there's so much mixed information on YouTube about how to fix it. None of it has worked. It's pissing me off. Yeah, see if Mike can help you out on that. And Tortilla says Falk Harrison and some white guy. Close. I think Sean Dawkins was half, but that was the answer, guys. Jim Harbaugh, Marshall Faulk, and Sean Dawkins. So, Mike, that is it, bro. Great job this week, as always, heading into the week 9 for the Steelers. Of course, on Sunday at 1 o'clock, we'll be hosting them Colts. Finally, it's here. That run of games, it's here. The Packers, the Colts, the Chargers. You know, we said we're gonna see where this team where they land when we find that part of the schedule and when we get there. And I hope, Mike, it starts to take a better turn, because so far it hasn't been good for this team. It's certainly on this stretch of games. And again, I think the next stretch gets even more difficult. So This game is a big one. If they want to at least keep in the hunt, right?
Exactly. Yeah, they have to come out on top of this game. I have a feeling if we lose this one, man, it's just going to snowball and keep snowballing.
Unfortunately, it seems that you might be right. Somber says Ravens got fined 100 G's for that the injury report issue with Lamar Jackson, of course, from last week. We thank you, Phil, you too, brother. And then he follows it up by Somber says they are not appealing that. Guys, I do want to say this. If you haven't had a chance, go through the weekend, swing by any of our social media sites. Mike, we're on Facebook, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Threads, and even over on TikTok. Swing by, just hit the follow button and keep up with what's going on with the Two Dumb Yinzers on a day-to-day basis. Also, if you haven't had a chance, hit the like button below. Hit the like, sub, share, and even leave a comment. That helps us out. We'd appreciate it greatly. And also, I do want to say this, Mike. It is game time. It's weekend. It's your week is up. Maybe tonight you want to kind of loosen up a little bit, and especially on Sunday, do make sure you stop by and get yourself a case of Duquesne Pilsner, guys. It is our recommended beer of choice right here for the Steelers football games. And I do always want to say, give some love back to the guys over at Duquesne Pilsner because they certainly show us love as well through their promotion and including us. So, dude, check out the everything they have on social media. Stop by, show them some love. Just hit a like button, maybe a follow, but most importantly on Sunday, make sure you stop by and get your case of Duquesne Pilsner for the big game against the Indianapolis Colts. I'm sorry, Mike, made right here in Pittsburgh. And it says right on the can, grab a Duke.
Grab a Duke.
Let me see. Corey says, thanks, guys. I hate sounding like a complainer, but it's a lot of effort that feels redundant right now, but I'm still pushing and working. Yeah, you just keep going, dude. That's the secret. Thank you, Vegas. You too, man. And then, of course, Corey also says, I even changed my release time to 4 on Fridays because that one, my audience is mostly online. So my Halloween episode will be out today at 4. So do check that out, everybody. Go check out. Don't drink that. We got to get you on the algorithm, and we'll be getting you seen more. But again, keep contact with Mike. We'll get something figured out. You too, Somber guys. And finally, I do want to say thank you so much to everybody for coming and hanging out with us today. We certainly appreciate each and every one of you. We truly, honestly do. We wouldn't do it without you guys. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. I want to say thank you, everybody on the board. You guys always keep things interesting here on the show, and everybody at home or in the gym or at work or wherever you may be with your earbuds in. Thank you too. You guys all make it worth it. And you guys all make it possible. So big thanks to everybody heading into this week 9 of the Pittsburgh Steelers football season, guys. Indianapolis Colts 1:00. They're coming in as 3.5-point favorites against our Steelers. So let's see what we can do. I think this is a win. I think the Steelers win this one on a Chris Boswell walk-off field goal, Mike, at the end of the game to win the game. That is my prediction. I think the Steelers win this one. I think we're back on Monday morning for Victory Monday with a 5-3 record. And wait, so you won't get cream pie. Shit. This is such a lose in a way. Because if the Steelers win, I don't get the cream pie. You.
I know, right?
But if
I come out a double win, I'm a double winner, baby.
But if they lose, I get the cream pie. But they lose,
then I'm a double loser. So which one do you want more? You got to think. You can't just think about the short term, man.
You should have let me. The Yinz guy should have let me figure out the rules for this because I would have made it a way that
it would have all convoluted, and I would have lost.
I would have made it a way that I couldn't have lost, but now I could lose. I don't like this.
Yeah.
Tortilla says that Corey gets sponsored by Duke. There you go. But guys, I do want to say thank you so much. Again, I hope everybody has a safe, great weekend. I hope everyone enjoys themselves and enjoys the game. And I hope the Steelers bring victory to us all. But again, we'll be back. We'll be back first thing on Monday to get into that and so much more as we kick off the weekend. It'll be November. So here we are, guys, another month in. And I hope everyone has a safe Halloween. I don't know what everybody's schedule is in their neighborhoods around. But we had ours last night, so ours is done. If anybody is going out with their children or out and about or anything for that matter, do stay safe. Keep your eye on them kiddos. It's a crazy world out there these days, guys. But beside for that, Mike, what you got before we roll, dude?
Derrick Henry is like 74 yards away from matching his high school rushing yardage for what he did in the pros. 12,000 and like 172 yards or some shit like that. You're in for over 12,000 yards in high school, and he's just now going to eclipse it this year in the pros. It's insane.
There you go. Tortilla says, "Pie Mike, while he's watching the game, posted as the YouTube." Yeah, maybe. Okay, yeah, I won't say anything else. But yes, we'll talk to everybody Monday morning.
Tortilla, you just made the list
with all the details, everything that goes down in this weekend's game. I hope everybody has a safe, great weekend. Get them terrible towels, get them jerseys, get ready for the game as the Colts come to Pittsburgh on Sunday afternoon. Again, I thank you so much to everybody. Stay safe. Have fun. Bring good juju for the Steelers to bring home a victory. For Mike in the Steelers Central Mobile Studio, myself, the two dumb Yinzers, everybody have a great, safe Halloween weekend. See you on Monday. Bye-bye.
Fucking Tortilla. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me.